What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Wednesday, December 8th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. It was a winning day yesterday overall, but I was pretty angry with how I capped the NHL card. 1-3. I was fortunate that Spencer Knight played that overtime wraparound against Buchnevich so poorly, unbelievably poorly. I mean, so badly. I was fortunate that the Blues cashed. It was funny because what really upset me was just once we understood that the Hurricanes had become, more comfortable without D'Angelo and Pesce, that they'd had 5 games now without those two defensemen. And the Jets were playing their first game without Pionk, and they weren't used, and they're not a team with defensive depth. Once that was figured out, I don't know why I didn't, we figured it out. So why did I not pull the trigger on the Hurricanes? That, that really bothered me. A couple other spots upset me, but that one really, really bothered me. In NCAA basketball, Max had a giant day. I went 3-1. It was very nice. In NBA, the Lakers were very easy. It was a very easy casher. Those of you who moved on Brooklyn, they came back with a huge fourth quarter. And there was a lot of people thinking that the Spurs were in a vulnerable spot in their first game back at home and wanted the Knicks on game one of the Knicks back-to-back. So NBA was, I thought, much easier than it's been. And now we have a 13-game card with COVID all over it. So Trot Wam will be joining us. Mr Gogster is going to be joining us here shortly for NHL. 1-3 day, down 1.85 units. Still 5.76 units up on the year. Everything is fine there. The big, and you see it here to my right.
Winning capper.
That is the big news right now. 6 straight wins. 6 straight wins for Jose Bouquet. He is flying high. And it's good that we talk about it so it doesn't become a news flash here. Breaking news flash here. Shout out to everybody joining us. Sammy Culmer in the chat. Although I love the breaking news, but not when it's just about, what Jose had for dinner last night. Sammy Culmer is locked in. The Avs Rangers over 6, Hornets +6, and Kings -7. Who's going to be in goal for the Avs? Because if it's not Kemper, because I heard Kemper might be back today. Maybe Mr. Gogster can lead us there. If it's not Kemper, it's an automatic bet to the over. But if it's Kemper, I expect the game could be a little different. Brian Watson said morning 6 games for Spezza. I watched it a couple times again this morning, what Spezza did, and it was blatant. He was blatantly trying to, and it's not like Spezza to do that. If that was Tom Wilson, he'd be out for 25 games or 50 games. Like it was a very Pionk goes down and like Spezza's eyes light up like it's so. You know what? I don't mind it. I know a lot of people are angry, but I don't mind it. Clint started the Die Hard MMA podcast coming off his best NHL night of the year. Missed a sweep by 1 + 11 units for Clint. I love it. Michael Irvelina says, Jose with a hockey sweep. That mask must be good luck now. You're right. He must wear that mask moving forward. And Sammy Culmer's right. A steak dinner for Jose. A shocking steak dinner for Jose. I can't believe it. Guy's been losing steaks nonstop. Losing steaks.
We're hot.
Stop. Oh, man. Michael Irvelina says, I'm not a fan of anything on today's card. Only I lean is Celtics, but the next and NBA is very difficult today. We got the Trot Wam rolling us through there. JM liking the Celtics as well. North Ender in the house. There is Red Girl. I'm going to put out, just yesterday, Tuesdays are my worst day of the week just for grinding and with the NFL show afterwards. And then, I was sick and all this bullshit. But today I'm going to put out so we can get more attention to Red Girl. She's got a GoFundMe. Her car got swiped. And, it's no surprise that Clint had a giant night, a money-making night, because he donated to Red Girls GoFundMe yesterday. So we'd like to bring more attention to it, and I will do that as soon as this show is over. But I'm going to pop it here. This is the GoFundMe right there for Red Girl, who means so much to us. And, car got swiped and drives her kids to school in the car. We want to get that back on the road. A shout out to Matty Ice, Birdie, Kent Davies, Dan T, Mark Schillingberg, Rem Most, Max on Record, Sweaty Butcher, Von Polo says the sports book in Baltimore opens Friday morning. I can't wait to go for the grand opening. I'll be shooting a video there. Oh, man. Yeah, tag Pub Sports Radio and myself so we can retweet that, Von Polo. I'd love to see it. I can't wait to see it. Jared JB in the house. Danny A. Let's go, Brandon. Top set. He says, do that showing up every day. I'll look every week. Yes, Dan, I love it. I love it. So I love it. And yes, I have yet to miss a show at Pub Sports Radio, and I don't want to ever miss them. So yesterday was tough. I was sick. It was tough. I'm feeling a little better today. Mike M in the house. Slatsy, 4-1 night in NHL. You're rolling, Slatsy, rolling. Very lucky, he says, to catch lightning in regulation. That was my fault. Late making a bet, and then I felt like I had to take the puck line. It was just poor gambling. Gary Malone says, great call on the Blues, Jimmy. I don't know if it was a great call on the Blues, but Barkov got hurt again. So the plan to fade the Panthers in every road game is moving forward. We're going to fade the Panthers every road game moving forward. See how that rolls. Jared TG in the house. Jared TG is now on Twitter. I followed him yesterday. Great group. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Sammy says Nets came through. They sure did. Sweaty Butcher waiting on Blazer props. The Mike M. Puck Bunny play of the day is Dallas money line. Look, I love the Stars, but I want to talk that game out with Gogster before I move on it. There's Dennis Garcia in the house. I made 8 bets in NFL yesterday. We're going for our 7th straight winning week. I made 1 bet in NHL, and I almost felt like I was walking into a trap. But I just don't understand how they can keep the pucks out of their net in that Devils-Flyers game. We'll talk more about that here shortly. Christopher Commentini. Brady says it will take Kemper a game or 2 to get dialed in. I love the over either way. Rangers have been getting gassed, and it's tough to play good defense when you're tired. I get it. I'm only going to bet the over if Kemper's not in net because, Birdie, and I know you know all the different levels of it, but their goaltending has been atrocious. And just for the team to know that Kemper's back there is going to change the dynamic of how they play. So I get it. TC said, wish I would have listened to you fading the Flames, Jimmy. Look, I didn't fade the Flames, but it's important that we know these things. I don't think anybody should fade the San Jose Sharks at home unless the Sharks are a favorite. Then maybe. But if the Sharks are dogs against these teams, they're just much better than the market indicates, at least so far this year. And they're healthy. When Logan Couture goes down, when some of these guys go down, Erik Karlsson's having a much bigger year than he has last few years, and he could get hurt. But right now, it's important to stick with those simple plans, and you will be rewarded if you do that. You will be rewarded if you do that. Elena says, hello, I'm from Russia. I don't know English, so I write through Google Translator. If you can please also communicate with me through Google Translator. How are you doing? I can't. Maybe somebody in the chat can. Lena, I apologize. I cannot do that. Brady says, Habs got robbed. I was doing the football show when that happened, so I didn't know. There's Ed Grinds rocking with us. Okay, it is time to get to work. Brady says, historical trends matter. Proven again. You say historical trends matter. I say that you shouldn't fade the Sharks at home. That was what I was going on. Not a historical trend at all. And we're both right, Brady. We're both right. And that's an egregious historical trend. I mean, that's a wild historical trend. But I'll go up against historical trends in action if I believe in the other side. I'll put a line through historical trends. But that's what makes us fun capping the other birdies. We're often on the other side of each other. What is the most important thing is we're both winning NHL cappers. And that's why it's good to hear other sides. And that's what makes capping with you more exciting. We're not just sitting here being yes man with each other. It makes it fun. All right, let's get to work right now. Maybe Lena does Pete. See, I'm with Dennis. I don't know about useless, but I don't believe there's certain stats in sports that I don't believe in at all. And the main thing for me when in NHL was just like a goalie's record against another team. I mean, it's the most ludicrous stat. I mean, who cares? Who cares what pick a goalie. Who cares what Holtby's record is against the Philadelphia? I guess that's different because he played for Washington, but against the Florida Panthers. I mean, who cares in my estimation? But I get it. All right, let's get to work. Dennis Garcia says, imagine just agreeing with people. What a boring show that would be. Slatsy says, Wild's dominance in Edmonton was a winning trend last night. The Wild are the best 5-on-5 team in the NHL. Fade them at your peril. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a ton of work to do. And in my estimation, the NHL and the NCAA basketball is pretty easy. It's pretty easy. We have leadership and cappers like Mr. Gogster, who's about to join us, and Maxwell Smart. NBA, we have the leadership and Walter Trotter. And of course, great cappers like Dan Kelly in the chat and the Sweaty Butcher. Lots of great basketball cappers, but I find this 13-game card filled with COVID issues very, very difficult. All right, let's get I think Lena's fucking with us now. All right, I'm going to try to not pay attention to Lena and focus on the card at hand, but I do feel better than I did yesterday. Thank you for sticking with me through yesterday's show when I was sick and pissed off. Let's bring on our guy, Mr. Gogster, the pride of Belleville, Ontario. Massive snowstorm in Belleville, Ontario. No hot water for you, Gogster?
Life's a little tough right now, guys. But what's not tough is this NHL card. Let's get after it. I'm feeling good, feeling great. We got the Dallas Stars hat on there. I think that's going to be a great game. I got some action in that one, guys. So let's get after it. Had a nice 4-1 night myself there. So, we're just going to keep pounding the puck in the back of the net, guys. Let's get after it.
You did have a beautiful night last night. All right, let's get right after it. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Philadelphia Flyers, 8-11-4, 4-5-2 on the road at New Jersey Devils, 9-9-5, 6-4-3 at home at Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Carter Hart going up against Mackenzie Blackwood at this point. Jump in if the goalies have changed. Carter Hart, 5-7-3, 2.95 goals against average, 911 save percentage, 1 shutout. Mackenzie Blackwood, 4-3-3, 3.07 goals against average, 907 save percentage, 1 shutout. Both power plays are struggling mightily. Philly, 14.3%. Penalty killing is at 79.7%. New Jersey's power play at 13.1%. Penalty killing at 80.5%. Both teams are on massive losing streaks. Let's go to the market first, and then we'll talk about – we can talk about the cash flow. We don't have to. First off, this total opening up as juice to the under 6 at minus 114. It's now juiced to the over 6 at minus 113. So that's a pretty big move.
That gives me an idea. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big, look, these teams have been allowing so many goals that I also moved to the over. Let's see where the cash lies in this spot. We have 2,484 tickets in. Oh, sorry, that's the Colorado Rangers game. We have 1,450 tickets in. 56% of the tickets on the Devils, 67% of cash on the Devils. 63% of tickets on the over, 57% of cash on the over. I'll just set a table for you quick here. Flyers coming in on their 9th straight loss, first with Mike Yeo as coach in a 7-5 home setback to the Avalanche on Monday night. They've allowed 32 goals in their last 5 games. How is Keith Yandle still in the NHL? He's 35, but he skates like he's in seniors beer league hockey. He's a minus 15 in 23 games. He's no longer a power play specialist, and he shouldn't be playing in the NHL. If you have guys like Keith Yandle, if you're counting on guys like Keith Yandle, your coach is going to get fired, your general manager is going to get fired, and people will stop showing up to games. Oscar Lindblom, 1 goal, 1 assist in 22 games, and is a minus 11. Look, He came back from cancer, and it's a very, very special story. But this is a business. Yeah. This is a fucking business. Get him off the ice. Send him to the minors. That feel-good story is over. Claude Drew's a -9, but he does have 21 points. The Atkinson, Derek Brassard, Joel Farabee line is a combined +22. This whole losing streak has come with Brassard and Farabee injured for this most of this losing streak. It probably started as soon as Brassard went down. Brassard is a player that I didn't believe in at all. And I once did. But I just thought he was done, and he's been very good this year. Both are injured. The Devils coming off their 4th straight loss, 3-2 at home to the Senators on Monday night. They've allowed 21 goals in their last 4 games. Jack Hughes has 1 point, 5 shots on goal, and is a -2 since signing his giant extension and coming back from injury. All situations that were very easy for us to predict that he wouldn't score much to get started, coming back from the injury, and with the weight of this giant contract with only 50 points. 50 points in his career, basically. I mean, so if you said at the beginning that Jesper Bratt, Andreas Johansson, and Dawson Mercer would be the best Devils forward, you would reply, well, which lottery pick did they get? Both teams suck. Both teams are garbage teams in the NHL that we want to take advantage of. The only problem is they're both playing each other. Gogster, take it away, Flyers, Devils.
Wow, what a table you just set there, Jimmy. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game, guys. I didn't have any action on these first 2 7:00 games, but this is going to be a late edition. I'm on the Philadelphia Flyers first period here. They 7 or 5 goals against Colorado. They didn't look exactly too bad. It's just defensively. Jimmy said it with Keith Yandel. He was on Florida for a bit. They got rid of him, and now Philly's picked him up, and it's definitely been a bit of their it's been a problem for them. These guys played a week ago. They lost 5-2. New Jersey beat these guys 5-2, and that was without Jack Hughes, guys. Yeah, Hughes has only had 1 point. With that being said, I think he's going to have a chance with Philadelphia here. In that 5-2 game as well, guys, Jones was in net. You're going to have Carter Hart in net for this game. He's coming off a bad 6-0. He looked really bad, Jim, in that 6-0 loss. I think it was against Tampa Bay. I could be wrong there, but now then they played 7-5 with Jones in net. So Hart's going to get with Yo, the coach, guys. They had a firing a couple of days ago with Yo back there. Their second game, Carter Hart's in net. I expect Philly, Jim, to put their best foot forward here early. New Jersey, they were not playing their best hockey either. Jim said it too. Their top line is a bunch of guys you would not think would be leading any team in points. So Philadelphia first period here with Carter Hart. Blackwood should be a net for the Devils. I do think he's done nothing wrong. He's got a .930 save percentage with a 2.12 goals against. Hart on the road, he's actually not too bad too, Jim. He's got a .919 save percentage with a 2.84 goals against. So he's doing a lot better than he has in the past against teams on the road. So I think this is a sneaky first period. I like the number. I got +126 on Philly first period money line. I'm going to pull the trigger on that. They could very well lose the game, but I think they're going to put their best foot forward here, guys, early against the Devils team that I don't see why they should be favored. Really, what is it, -150? New coach energy, just like Birdie's saying here. I think, guys, Philly's going to put their best foot forward here. Small play. Well, it's going to be a unit. All my plays are a unit, but +126, nice number. That's going to be the first play of the card, guys.
+126 Flyers first period money line. Yeah. Mark Schleenberg says that's a great plan. I get it.
Thanks, Mark.
I get it. I don't want anything to do with the Flyers. I don't blame Vigneault for the disaster of a roster that they have.
They knew it.
General management. It's all management. Mm-hmm. Last year, at the beginning of the year, I thought this was the deepest group of forwards in the NHL. Now, Nolan Patrick, I expected a lot from, and I thought Vegas might have had a nice pickup when they picked him up, but look, he's probably damaged goods. In saying all that,
stay away for you, Jimmy.
Sorry,
stay away game for you, buddy.
No, I bet the over 6. I bet the over 6 at -110. One team has allowed 32 goals in their last 5 games. The other team's allowed 21 goals in their last 4 games.
Yeah, exactly.
And like Slatsy said, Eo's a joke, said his first move was to make his team play up tempo versus the Avs. How'd that work out? Mm-hmm. So
And this could be an angle too. I don't want to take too much into consideration, but since that 5-2 game, the Devils have played 4 games, and where the Philadelphia's only played 3. In my opinion, that does matter. They've played an extra 60 minutes. The Devils, they haven't won any of those games too. So Philly's legs, since that 5, they lost against this team too, guys, 5-2 about a week ago. So there's revenge factor there. New coach, Carter Hart's, you got your number 1. Jones was in net too when they lost 5-2 in the last week. So I think this is a sneaky play on the Flyers, guys. I'm going to pull the trigger.
I will cheer for you, Gogster. The way I see this is that we need to wait patiently for Ryan Ellis.
Yeah, they're still missing
come
a
back.
lot of mm-hmm.
And then for Kevin Hayes to start, playing with comfort out there. I'm curious to see what Kevin Hayes did in that loss.
Yeah, and that's a guy who's a heart and soul player. He's definitely lost a step, I think, over the years, but having Hayes back on the team definitely helps the morale, you could say, kind of like a heart and soul player for this Flyers team. So I like that addition as well.
So Hayes in that loss, he got 2 assists. He was a +1. Perfect. He's important to this, but he won 1 of 6 faceoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's not going to get the puck possession for you guys, I mean, he still was a +1 with 2 assists, but he's got to win those faceoffs for these guys.
Well, it's going to be a lot easier too going up against the Devils than it is the Colorado Avalanche, in my opinion. Devils are like a poor man's Avs with the amount of talent Colorado have compared to the Devils. So that's another factor.
I know that somebody is using Russian. I think Dan Kelly is. Can you tell Lena if her next comment doesn't include something about sports, that I'm creating a new rule? A new rule. I know we have very strict rules, and that's why Jose's letting her talk, right? Because we have rules, no spamming, and this probably isn't spamming. We also have no racism and no lying, no sexist, no sexist.
Yes,
shit, all that. Yeah. We have those rules, but now I'm adding a new rule. If you want to keep talking, it has to be about sports. All right. So there's a new rule.
Yeah.
Let's just give you an example of whom we have, who is ready to give her the boot. Let's put this guy on the screen right now. That's who's going to give her the boot right now. So it has to be sports, or she's fucking out of here. Thank you, Dan. Okay, so Gogster's in first period money line. First period.
Philly.
First period money line for the Phillies at +126, and I am on the over 6 at -110. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. And that 6, by the way, it just moved 1 more cent. It keeps moving towards the over. So this opened juice to the under because, and we have this bias in a bunch of games here, we remember what these teams used to be like last year, right? You would think this would be a tough, rough and tumble game and the total would have been 5.5 for sure. But these teams are just different this year. And I thought that Ducks game was going to go over. So, okay.
Yeah, I was surprised that didn't go over, to be honest, Jimmy, in that game. Luke Kokkonen, I think the team just played a little bit. They played better defensively in front of Luke Kokkonen. So I was surprised.
Yeah, no, I hear that. And the question about their record for the Flyers there, 8-11-4, 4-5-2 on the road. Okay, let's move on. We're both have action in that spot. Next up for us, 7 p.m. Eastern, Colorado Avalanche, 13-7-2, 6-5-1 on the road. At New York Rangers, 17-4-3, 8-1-1 at home, Madison Square Garden. In New York, Darcy Kemper. Is he going to be in goal? And who's going to be in goal for the Rangers? Certainly with that 6 to 6.5, because this move has gone to 6.5. Now it looks like it's Alexander. Is it Adam Huska? Do you think we get Huska's debut? Is that confirmed?
That's who I'm expecting. A little AHL special here, Adam Huska.
So if it is Huska, the 7th overall pick, the 7th round pick, 184th overall in the 2015 draft out of Slovakia.
Mm-hmm. Or sorry, Hartford Wolfpack. Sorry.
Yeah, Hartford Wolfpack. He looked good this year with the Hartford Wolfpack. This was the first year in America that he's ever looked good.
Yeah, he's
games.
Sorry, I'll let you go.
No, it's just 6-game sample size, so not much. Take it away, Ghost.
Keith Kincaid's their guy down there. Keith Kincaid's been running ship down in New York, in Hartford, guys. He's been their number one. Adam Huska's came in for a couple games, looked good, but overall, like the Hartford's looked really good this year. But the years past, Huska's been hit and miss. I was thinking too this would be his debut. So far, guys, he's got a .924 save percentage, 2.2 goals against, and in 10 road games, he's only allowed 10 goals. So his last game, I think it was against Charlotte, I want to say. The Checkers were a pretty good team. He allowed 4 goals. But Adam Huska, it's going to be tough. Just he's going up against Colorado. There's certain teams, certain goalies have a chance against, even like the goalie for Colorado, and Noonan. He had a tough time. I think it was against it was Montreal there or Ottawa. Just a lot of these AHL goalies, even if they're going up against you could say a shitty or like a team like Montreal or Chicago that don't put the puck in the net, it's still really tough for these AHL goalies going from the AHL level to the NHL level. It's completely different. So I expect Huska to probably struggle, to be honest. Colorado scored 7 goals in their last 3 games there. Sorry about that, guys. So I would have to lean to the over as well here, Jimmy. New York Rangers are off to back-to-back. It was 2-2 going into the third. 2-2 going into the third period last night. They put up 4 goals in the third against Chicago. So they played really well in the third period. Colorado, I think the rest, and now New York traveling all the way back from Chicago to New York. I don't like that with Huska in net. Johansson, I would prefer Kemper, but it's kind of pick your poison with these two guys. It's probably going to be an over, but a team total over Colorado, I don't mind. It's going to be a stay away though for me, Jimmy, but I would definitely lean to the overs here.
I can understand why everybody is looking at the overs with the way the Avalanche have played. But if they go back with Georgiev, which is possible, it's possible. Do you agree that is possible, Mr. Gogster, that they go back? Do you agree that it's possible that they go right back with Alexander Georgiev?
I think the one time they were talking about Johansson going back in against Ottawa, and I think he did. So I don't think they should. I don't think they should. He looked awful in that game against Chicago. I didn't see as much of the third period, but if Georgiev goes, it's a Colorado play 100%. With Huska, it's tough. You can almost see what Buffalo did with Luke Kokkonen. They might play strong defensively, the Rangers, and kind of they're definitely the Rangers don't want to get in a goal fest with this team. So it's a stay away game here, guys, because it's hard to say what the Rangers are going to do here. I would imagine, more that I think about it, they're going to play more defensively, especially with Huska and net his debut. But Colorado, it's a real tough. It's a tough game here. Eddie Oilers saying the Rangers rate 1-1 at home. They're a solid team. Just the spot does not favor the Rangers, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. And you're on the second half of a back-to-back. This is a pretty easy situation to coach, the way I see it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Simplify everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You dump and chase, and you play a light trap. That's how I would play the Avalanche here tonight. I would be very trappy. I would set up the wall.
Yep.
I would have no odd man rushes. And if this goes to, if Kemper comes back and it's not Huska, look, I like one of the reasons why Georgiev has been so bad is that he never knows when he's going to start, and he's not handling that well. Some people handle that better than others. If they told him yesterday, look, you're going to go in back to back, you're going to play back to back for us, then I like that idea. But so that's what's keeping me off this. And if it is Georgiev against Kemper, I'll bet the under 6.5 and go up against it. But yeah, I need Kemper, who's been on he's been on the ice for the morning skates. So, and he faced shots on Monday in the morning skate.
Yeah, that there's just so many question marks in this game. That's why I have no action on this one, guys. There's just a lot of question marks in my opinion.
Bowen Byram is out with a head injury, and Jared Bednar is steadfast about saying it's not a concussion, but he has some issues that are head related. Look, the 4th overall pick in the 2019 draft, that's not what you want to hear about him. And, Panarin is playing spectacular hockey. Adam Fox is dealing up another Norris type season. Mike M says, I do agree with the trap and dump and chase, but looking to get through it quick screams under. I just, as soon as anybody gets any confirmation on goaltending, let me know. Also, this is another thing, and I'm going to mention it a couple times here as we go along.
Yeah.
As we go through these shows, and this isn't hockey related, but it's bowl season now. And we need to pick out the teams that are not going to be trying. And we got to make a shitload of money off of them. It's the easiest angle in all of sports capping. And as a group, as a team, we must be on the lookout and find every team that's not trying. We've already heard, the Ducks. We've already heard from some of these teams that are not, their best players are not playing and they're making themselves available for the draft. We work together to find the teams that aren't trying, and we make a shitload of money off of it. Okay.
That's damn right. Well said, Jamie. Well said.
It's going to be perfect because I went 27-9 against the spread in last year's bowl season, and it would have been even better than that.
Easy.
And I only bet on the spots where the teams weren't trying because that's all I was trying to do. Okay. So
money.
Kent Davies says no angle on the back-to-back traveling back home. Yeah, I think we did. I think you just got to simplify everything. Everything and just dump and chase. Yeah.
Tight check.
Okay. Let's go back. And I'm going to create a separate spreadsheet. Not spreadsheet, excuse me, worksheet for these teams that we think are not trying. And we can start building that spreadsheet.
I like this.
And let's make fucking, $10K in this bowl season off of just teams that aren't trying.
Damn right.
Okay, let's move on to the next spot on the board here. So no move for either Gogster and I in Colorado, New York.
82, Jade.
If we get goalie information, let's go. There's Turnsey in the house. Birdie says you can't give up the puck versus the Avs. They're too skilled. You have to keep possession of the puck versus a skilled team. New York will try to keep possession when they get the puck and not give it back to the Avs. They'll cycle in the offensive zone. Cycle in the offensive zone. I get that, but I don't think
their decor is strong enough, I think, they have a strong enough decor, in my opinion, for 60 minutes to kind of to hold the fort. Some teams, they have to rely on pushing the puck, pushing the pace, but the Rangers can really do it. They can do it both. They can play a slow 2-1 game. They can play a 5-4 game. So it's, in my opinion, it's just the type of goalie you have in net is going to dictate, in my opinion, how this game goes.
Birdie, you're the coach and you know better than me, but I don't agree with you. You dump the puck in, you get after it. If you get the puck, you cycle it in the corners. You cycle it and cycle it, tire out the defense. So I'm not going to, I know that you're the coach, but I don't agree. Let's move on. 9 p.m. Eastern. Boston Bruins 12-8-1, 5-4-0 on the road. The Vancouver Canucks 9-15-2, 4-7-1 at home. We're at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, BC.
There we go.
God, this brings back horrifying memories. Just the worst fucking memories. Oh, God. Look at him right there. The worst memories.
238. Jimmy, do you know what that is? That's the amount of saves Tim Thomas got on your fucking ass.
All right. No, get off. Now you don't get to make a pick in this game. You see how fast that happens?
He just caught you with an
uppercut. Just blocking everything. Just fucking taking the Sedines to the fucking cleaner.
Jesus Christ. What's this guy trying to do, man?
This guy's trying to drop the gloves with you. He's grabbing the jersey, Jim. He's trying to go.
I want a stake bet on this, damn it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, dude. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat half the steak. The other steak I'm going to slap you in the face with. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to pick up the steak. I'm going to
call Tim Thomas, and he'll fucking catch it and save it.
I'm not putting a stake on these fucking bums in Vancouver. Now, is this the time? So, look, everybody knows the situation in Boston right now. Non-COVID illness has attacked this team. Charlie McAvoy, Linus Ullmark, Matt Grzelcyk, Thomas Nosek, and Charlie Coyle. have been dealing with this, but they haven't been seen since Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Remo says, stop cutting him off. He's a winning capper on this show. You're right. You're right. And he does have a play in this game. Danny A says, your stepson's getting on the line. He finally got a steak going his way. You're right. You're right. It's that one fucking steak. He's high off the one steak he's got.
High off the fucking 10 ounce.
Eddie Euler says Patrice Bergeron will be forced to wear a full face shield for the next while having surgery to fix a broken nose. There's Robert Cherry in the house. Slatsy says non-COVID illness raging through Boston. Cassidy not coaching. Marchand returns. Now, they've had a few days to deal with this. Rem says he's got a taste of meat now. Okay, so let's get back to work here. Is Yolmark going to be in net? Because if Yolmark's going to be in net, that's a sign that these guys are healthier, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have the confirmation. 100, like it doesn't sound exactly the greatest guy. I don't expect him to be back though, Jim. And if he is, I don't like it because with the COVID, the injury, the illness, you're not practicing as much, so you get thrown into the wolves. It's not a good thing here. Like Jimmy said, with the injuries, especially Allmark, they didn't look too good at all against their 3-2 loss against Tampa Bay. They had like 10 guys. Tampa expected goals were like over 0.23, which is a really good sign. Already defensively, actually, Boston they were relying heavily on their goaltending. And now with Swayman, he's going on the road. Yeah, Swayman. I expect Swayman, guys. That's who I expect to be starting. He's got a great record on the road, 0.930, 2.02 goals against. But Vancouver, in my opinion, Jim, I think this is a spot for Vancouver. They're healthy as can be. They've had a 3-2 loss a week ago. Same thing as the Philly, New Jersey game. These guys played a week ago, 3-2 loss in Boston. That was with Halak in net. You're going to have Demko in net, and you're getting a much more depleted team in Boston now, guys. I think it's a great spot to jump on Vancouver. With the new coach, with Boudreau, I have a hard time seeing them just coming out flat. Their second game, they're coming off a 4-0 shutout win. Looked much better in that game, Jimmy. I know LA was coming off a back-to-back, but I still really like the way the Vancouver Canucks play. Demko, he's a guy you can trust, in my opinion. His record at home to on the road is night and day. He's got a .926 save percentage with a 2.35 goals against. On the road, it's a .899 with a 3.26 goals against. So Demko's a guy you want to be backing at home. I think this is a Vancouver spot. If you look at their penalty kill, though, it's 61%, not the greatest. Boston's penalty kill is 93%. But with these injuries, with
you mean in the last month or something?
That's in the last month. Yeah, sorry guys, that's in the last month. But with Coyle out, with McAvoy out, I don't like what I'm seeing here. They've only had 5. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, do you think McAvoy and Coyle will be out?
I expect them to be, and even if they're
back Saturday, it's a non-COVID illness. How long does it take you to get over something? 48 hours?
Well, I'm just even so like I'm not high, until I get the confirmation, Jim. I don't like the spot, even coming off the illness. Yeah, you might get a practice in, then you're going on the road. Like when do we know when they're back in? Even if they're back in, guys, I don't like Boston here. I really don't. Swayman, yeah, he's looked good, but with Coyle and McAvoy, even if they are, the line's been moving down too. I know I got this at plus 130. It was now, I think, plus 119, 120, something like that. Yeah. So money's been coming in on Vancouver, which is, if they were coming back, you would probably, Sharps would be hitting Boston here and it would be going the other way, in my opinion. So I just, in my opinion, this is a Vancouver line, and I hit it 3 ways, Jim. I'm nuts. I got first period, I got money line, and I got team total over here. So I'm all over Vancouver. I like this spot for them.
I like it too, but I think that the market was set with them in the lineup. So that's why the Canucks were plus 130 at home. Because look, they're 4-7-1 at home. They made the coaching change. They're 1-0 at home with the coaching change. But the Bruins are 5-4 on the road and 12-8-1. So I think that was just a regular line. The market set for them being in the lineup. Okay. PK, I'm not going to have confidence in my fucking Nucks. Fuck no. My fucking Nucks. But I get why you guys are on them here. I get it. I absolutely get it. Slatsy's on the Canucks money line. It's plus 119, I think, at Pinnacle right now. What you want to make official here for show purposes?
All right, so I'm actually just kind of going to pull up just the Bruins, just some beat writers here. Because I really want to see if there's been any news on that. But right now, guys, I got first period money line Vancouver, Jim. I got that at plus, I think right now plus 120 is the best. What do I have here? Sorry, plus 113 is the best number you can get right now on Vancouver first period money line. First period money line, full game money line Vancouver. I have that at what we got here, plus 121 was the best number available, and then team total over on Vancouver. I have that at 2.5 to the over, minus 104.
All right, look, it makes tons of sense. It's
Hallmark was a full participant. Okay, so we could.
I think they're all going to be in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I made a point of us, discussing it is because I just want us to, as a group, to have all the information.
Yes, 100%, guys. I don't want to be spitting at anything that's not. 100%.
Oh no, it's not you. It's you're guessing here, and so am I guessing that they're all going to be in the lineup. I just want us all to be on the same page. I can get you 1 cent better at Circa. I can get you a plus 122 full game.
Let's do
Circa. Nate Dogg liking the over 5.5. All right, I guess there's not much more here. Kent Davies says, "What's your best source for beat writers?" Do you have what's your best source for beat writers?
So to be honest, guys, as simple as just go on Google, Bruins beat writers, and there'll be a list there. Bruins right now, I know they have Haggerty. That's one of the guys I'll check out. But from there, you just kind of go down a rabbit hole on Twitter and just kind of see related sources from there. But yeah, just on Google, Bruins beat writer, Canucks beat writer, so on and so forth.
I get it. I get why you're all over the Canucks here. It should be a great spot for them. Everything is leaning their way with this sickness and all this going on.
It's just, is this the team Boston's going to just come back and just be like, yeah, we're going to, 3-2, 4-2 Boston win to I'm having a hard time seeing how Boston's going to beat Vancouver. What do you hate so much about Vancouver here, Jim?
Players, Gogster, the fucking players, and Aquilini. Let's bring in Jose Bouquet here. We have Jose Bouquet with a say hey play today. Jose, who and what is your look?
Bruins, Jimmy. Right. Who would have thought? Who would have thought I would have bet the Bruins? Bruins 3-way. I'm going Bruins in regulation plus 110. Fuck your juice. It's not going to matter.
I love
Yolmark, Halak, whoever it is, they're going to stop all the pucks. Maybe Tim Thomas just moseys on by again. I love it. I've got all of it.
I'm going to be Halak.
Yeah, well, I shout out to my guy Halak. I miss him, but yeah, I believe in the Bruins. I'm going to say that everyone's healthy. They've been chilling in the beautiful Vancouver air. Jimmy, you've told me about the Vancouver air. You've said how nice and smelly it is.
We've never spoke about the Vancouver air. It's absolute bullshit.
That's not true. We talk about it all the time. We've talked about it on this program, and we've talked about how nice.
All right, so Gogster is on the Canucks first period at plus 113. He's on the full game at plus 122, and he's on the team total over 2.5 at minus 104. Jose is on the Bruins in regulation at plus 110.
We're gonna steak dinner on this one or what?
Oh shit!
I'm hot, Gogster. Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm not on this game 3 ways for nothing there, Jose. Let's go.
Steak dinner on this game. Jesus. Now I need to have a steak worksheet. We track everything else. We got to make sure that we're not losing stakes and everybody knows who's got stakes from Jose.
Don't you worry. I know who has stakes. Shout out to Ski Wham you. And now I've already forgot someone, but I owe 4 steaks.
Yeah, you owe 4 steaks, man.
Texas steak, too.
Oh, Dutch. Of course I owe Dutch. Yeah, see, I know. I've got my steaks in a row right here. I'm ready. And I'm gonna take another one off the board here, too. It's gonna be you guys owing them steaks.
What about Bebsy? Do you owe Bebsy a steak?
I do owe Bebsy a steak.
Yeah,
son of a bitch. Well, see, I don't count Bebsy because Wham's buying Bebsy's steak, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to win, Jimmy. It doesn't matter. What am I doing? I'm going to win. It's going to work out.
You might want to own a farm at this rate.
I've been told that. But here's the thing, guys. Brad Marchand is, Jimmy, this is what you're going to lay your head under your pillow tonight. You're going to dream about those dreams, and you're going to wake up, and Brad Marchand's going to lick you right in the face and remind you, the Bruins.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we're going to move on to the next game. 10 p.m. Eastern, Dallas Stars 13-7-2, 4-5-1 on the road at Las Vegas Golden Knights 14-10-0, 8-5-0 at home. We're in T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Is it Ottinger? Do we know if it's Jake Ottinger in between the pipes against Robin Lehner? This is a fascinating game here because Dallas is doing exactly what Birdie and I said they would.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing, I don't want to call it bonus hockey because I'm not a big Rick Bones fan, but they've allowed 9 goals on this 7-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Just 9 goals. I still see them as a fascinating offensive team, but this team is still not running on all cylinders. So they've won 7 straight, 9 of 10, coming off a 4-1 win at home over Arizona on Monday night. Alexander Radulov has been bad this year. 1 goal in 22 games, and he's a -8. What's changed is Jason Robertson got back from his injury. He had that shoulder injury to start the year. And Rupi Hintz has caught fire with Robinson back. Hintz has 8 goals over their last 7 games. The Golden Knights come in off their second straight win, 3-2 at home versus the Flames on Sunday night. They were out-hit 33-14 by the Flames.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they is Will Carrier that top? Like, why did they get rid of Reeves again? You're going to get pushed around by the Flames.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's very, very, I don't get what's going on, why they would get beaten up by the Flames. Alec Martinez remains out of the lineup. Birdie says it's going to be an awesome hockey game. I'm taking the hotter team here, and I really like the under. It's going to be an awesome game. Stars money line, under 5.5, and parlay both, because that I thought was very interesting, because I think that these are different teams than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted the over 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
I almost bet the over 5.5, but I was like, look, the market's going towards the under. That stopped. The market's going back towards the over. So at that point, I was like, okay, I could get the over 5.5 at -105, but could I get the over 5.5 at +100? No, it's back at -110. Lance LaRose says Stars 7 straight unders. Dennis Garcia's come over to the dark side, Dallas money line. Slatsy says the unders 5-0-1 last 6 between the Stars and Vegas. Vegas almost healthy. Tough call here with the lean to the Stars. Po Buddy's Nerfic Stars, Vegas over first period. Let's move over to the cash flow in this spot here. We have they have Holtby listed. Who do you have listed for goal?
I got Holtby down. That's who I expect. Just ride the hot hand. They've won so many games with them, and I don't think it's a spot for Ottinger. That's what I thought.
26% of the tickets are on the Stars, 47% of the cash, 77% of tickets are on the over. Do you trust that Sagan and Ben didn't go out last night in Vegas?
Oh, Sagan for sure. Ben probably was, who knows what he was doing. If it was, down at the tables or at the strip clubs, who knows. But definitely they were out getting after it, yeah.
Mark Schillingberg said, Coach said Holtby and Ottinger would split 4 games this week. Holtby started the last game, so I believe Ottinger is starting.
I wish I had this, just the Dallas's next game. I think that's a big question, because depending on who they play next, if it's, because in my opinion, you're going to play the better goalie against the tougher team. Simple as that. Depending on who they're playing. But I think Vegas on the road, that's one of the top 5 toughest road games to play. So if they do throw Ottinger, see how he fares. But I would expect Holtby and then probably Ottinger the next game. But I was with you on the over, Jim. But the way these two teams, you're talking about Radulov. The reason why they're playing so well and Radulov is not their top players, because you want guys like Robertson and Hintz scoring, putting the puck in the net. Radulov, I think, is a great guy, kind of like a Hyman, kind of play in the corners, get the puck out to your top players there. In my opinion, you don't want Radulov's. He's not even a 20-goal scorer, if that. In my opinion, I don't think Radulov's as good as a lot of people think. Guys like Robertson, Hintz. There's so many other guys I'm missing that on the Dallas Stars there, but they have a really good, solid 3 lines, strong D-core still, and then you have goaltending with Holtby. With that being said, in this game, they played 3-2 guys about a week ago as well. It's funny, a lot of these teams played a week ago. Or no, sorry, this was on October 27th. 3-2 win for Vegas over Dallas on the road. And Vegas guys, they did not have Pacioretty, Janmark, and Stone Jim when they played. This was all the way back in October, but They still beat them without their top 3 players. With these guys back in the lineup, that in my opinion, that's going to be more offense. Also, they had Martinez. Without Martinez, it's only going to lead to more offense. He's a great defensive player for Vegas. Dallas, on the other hand, they've won 7 in a row, but their competition's been pretty weak. Arizona, Columbus, just to name a few. They haven't been playing the cream of the crop, that's for sure. And if you look at how Dallas has been playing on the road, they went on a little road trip, Jim, up in Canada there. All went to the overs, 4-3, 4-3. I think it was 5-2, something like that. They were all to the overs, guys. Dallas, I think, is a lot more of an over team on the road. So I pulled the trigger here. First period over and full game over. I hate to be against Birdie here, but shout out to the Bahamas. But I got to lean to the overs here. First period, I got that at, I thought it'd be minus 115. I got that at minus 103. I'm not sure what it is right now, Jimmy, but first period and full game. I also got the full game at plus 101. I know you just said it was minus 105. So I'll take whatever the best number you got, but I think this is an over game here, guys.
Well, let's get and figure out what we can get you here. First off, yeah, the over is getting bet everywhere here.
Yeah.
Let me pull up. Do you have Pinnacle up right now?
I do.
Okay.
I do have it up here. Sorry, guys, I'll pull it up. Yeah, we got the over is kicking in at minus 104. So a 5-cent move from the plus 101 I got. And then if the first period's kicking in at minus 106, so 3-cent, or what do we have? Yeah, 3-cent move there. So minus 106 on the first period, Jim, and then what did I say there? Minus 104 for the full game. I still think this line should have been minus 110 on both sides. Yeah, I think this is an over game here, guys. The additions with Vegas in this game and the way Dallas has been playing, it's going to be a much tougher game. Holtby's been looking really good, but look for this to be I could even see it being a 5-4, 4-3 kind of game. I love this one.
Okay, well, let's pull up the Birdie wants to know the cash on the over. We don't know the cash yet because there's only 1,941 tickets, but 77% of tickets are on the over. You know, the initial move was to the under, and I know that's what Birdie wants to hear because that is, you know, the sharper money comes in first. But the money that comes in the morning of, or, you know, 5 hours after the line comes out isn't public money to me. So in my, you know, I wanted the over, and I don't know. No, it's a pick 'em now, Birdie. It's minus 110 each way or minus 109 each way.
Is that the money line, Jim?
Pinnacle's the best one you can get. Yeah, but all the other books are like a pick 'em. Pinnacle's what, minus 104 to the over, minus 106 to the under.
Yeah, that's Pinnacle. I find guys always has the best lines. That's my go-to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need more time with all of this here.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Well, I just like the price on the Stars. That's not the problem.
Yeah, I was on the other side there. I hate to say it. I lean Vegas in this spot, but
Vegas is at home. I don't think the price is absurd. Yeah. But look what Dallas has done on the road. They're 4-5-1, and what do we know about Seguin and Ben is that you can't quite trust them. No. You know, you can't quite trust them, and they're in Vegas here. No. And look, this was a team that I despised.
You still do. Come on.
I love Rupee Hintz. I love Jason Robertson. I love little Joe Pavelski. He changed everything in that room when he came across.
Yeah.
I think Radulov is a really strong player. I'm concerned with my futures, the fact that he's a -8. Eddie Oilers on Flyers, Devils over 6, Bruins Canucks under 5, Warriors to blow at the Blazers. It says cheers, guys. Kent Davies says, so the cash is on the under. You know, hopefully we'll get a better idea before the show ends.
Yeah.
And Slatsy says goalie info super slow day. All right, 4 games. It was very fun to break down this. But we're gonna have to be much quicker tomorrow. We got Wham Bam ready to rock for NBA.
Yes, you guys got a bigger NBA card here, guys. I'll just recap my action really quick here, though, guys, before we get out of here. Philly first period on the money line. I got that at plus 126. Vancouver first period money line plus 113, I think it was. Vancouver money line, full game. I got that at plus 121. Vancouver
you got the extra cent at circa plus 122.
Sorry, plus 122. Thank you, Jimmy. Vancouver team total over. That was at Pinnacle minus 106. Actually was the best available line. And then Dallas Vegas. I got the first period over. Jim just got that one. I think it was in minus 106, and then the full game over minus 104. So we got 6 plays here, guys, for the card. Best of luck. Thank you so much for having me on, Jimmy. And guys, get that cash.
And Gogster will be with us again tomorrow. And follow him on Twitter at EGO47_. Mr. Gogster in the house. Thank you for rolling with us, Goji. We will talk, my man. Now we have a giant NBA card to attack, a giant one. Please welcome to the show, Pride of Long Beach, California, by way of Compton, California. Let's go, Wham Bam. How are you, my guy?
I'm feeling good, bro. Feeling great. You know, moving around, dropping kids off. Got some in the background, maybe doing backflips, but you're feeling good, bro. Coming off of a fucking terrible day, man. Definitely let you guys down, but we will get back to it today. It's only right, man. It's only right.
Well, let's get to work right now. And I kept things pretty simple yesterday with just the Lakers. So I find this card extremely complicated. Let's go right now. We are going to start with the Philadelphia 76ers, 13-11, 8-6 on the road at Charlotte Hornets, 14-12, 7-3 at home. Charlotte, North Carolina. Philly pace last 5 games, 27th and 94.49 possessions a game, while Charlotte is 7th at 99.36 possessions a game. We have, let me move over to spreads and totals. Here we go. Sorry. We have Philly opening up as 6.5-point favorites. Let's move to 6 and 5.5 at some books. This total opened up at 215.5, is now at 216 at Pinnacle. So going up. When we look at the cash flow in this spot, we have 3,618 tickets in. 40% of the tickets on the Sixers, 85% of the cash. Then 74% of tickets are on the over and 65% of cash. We have COVID running right through the Charlotte team. This is a rematch of Monday nights, 127-124. Sixers overtime victory in Charlotte. Embiid goes for 43 and 41 minutes. Tobias Harris, 21 and 11 and 41 minutes. Seth Curry did not look good. 3 for 11 from the field, 0 for 6 from 3 for 6 points. The Hornets played their past 2 games without LaMelo, Rozier, Plumlee, and Jalen McDaniels. Then guard Ish Smith was added to the protocol list before Monday's game. So we got to see a lot of book night. Kelly Oubre was a beast with 35. Gordon Hayward and Miles Bridges both shot very poorly. 5 and 19 for Hayward, 6 and 19 for Bridges. And they were right in this game. Is that a sign of how good Charlotte Hornets depth is or how bad the Sixers are?
I think that's a little bit of both. Sixers are pretty bad, honestly. They're not really that type of team that they should have really blown them out. But like you said, they kind of are deep with the Kelly Oubre led team here, which he had 35 points, 6 3-point makes. Luckily, I was on the 3-point makes at 3.5. We're going right back to the well with that. That's the only bet I made so far today was the Kelly Oubre over 3.5 at plus 106 on FanDuel. I believe you can still get that at, let me just make sure. You can still get the Kelly Oubre over 3.5 at plus 108. So you still got that action there. That's probably an official play there. That is the official play for me because it's the only play I made today so far. So I think this is a slam dunk spot. I always wanted to lock this in before they allowed it to be a actual thing, an actual bet you can make. But now that we have LaMelo and all these guys out, they have this available. So I think we just got to continue to ride it. He's getting that. He's getting the looks there. So as far as his last 3 games, he shot 9 threes against the Bucks, shot 10 threes against the Hawks, shot 13 threes against this team that we're facing today, 13, making 6, 5, and 6 and 5, cashing by a mile damn near on all those looks there. I think he's going to continue to shoot. He's shooting really well this year, shooting 39% from 3. All we need is 4 here. So obviously it's a lot to ask. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot to ask here, but in this spot, I believe that he's going to be able to pull it off. He's the only guy that's going to be giving you consistent shots behind the arc. I do think that Miles Bridges does bounce back, though. So I am kind of keying in on him as well as far as a bounce back candidate in this game. As far as his rebounds, he's been killing in boards, though, Miles Bridges. So maybe looking towards his boards is probably a good look. I think it's at 7.5. Maybe he has 10 today. because they don't have those big guys down there. So they need somebody to crash the boards. So Miles Bridges probably will be that candidate for them there. But the only thing I locked in was the Kelly Oubre over 3.5 threes. I'm looking at his props all the way around, though. But again, only thing I locked in was that. As far as the side here, I think the Charlotte Hornets, they probably could figure it out in this game, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers do blow them out. This is kind of the reason why I'm kind of off of the side here, just because I could see the Sixers bouncing back and kind of showing that, we are the better team. Maybe having Tobias Harris being back, added into the lineup, threw it off a little bit. Maybe that was the case. He has a game under his belt, so maybe this is a point of getting back together. I know they have Maxey coming back. He said he will play today, fighting the illness as well. So they might have a little bit of reinforcements today. So I'm kind of scary a little bit off of the side here. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though. So that's the reason why I kind of would lean to the Hornets. I just like this Kelly Oubre prop. I think we got to continue to bet it while it's available.
Over 3.5 threes at plus 108 for Oubre. Over 3.5 threes at plus 108. That's Wham's starting bet on the board. We move on to 7 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Bulls 17-8, 9-4 on the road. The Cleveland Cavaliers 13-12, 5-7 at home. Cleveland, Ohio. Chicago paced 9th in the NBA over the last 5 games, 98.80 possessions a game. Cleveland 20th at 96.60 possessions a game. Cleveland opening up as 2.5-point favorites. Now we have threes across the board. This total opened up at 209.5. Now we have 211.5 and 212. When we get to the cash flow here, 57% of the tickets on the Cavs, 80% of the cash. Then we have 40% of tickets on the under and 63% of the cash. And look at that. Dan Kelly said in the last 24 quarters, the Hornets have gone 1-23 to the under. Wow. And that one was by 1 point.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's wildly interesting. So, DeRozan, COVID issues here. Chicago won its 4th straight on Monday, 109-97. Home win over Denver without DeMar. He did not travel with the team to Cleveland. They're already without Kobe White and Giovanni Green due to COVID protocols. LaVine scores 32 because, no DeRozan. So, Lonzo Ball, Vooch each have 20 points and 10 boards. Cleveland had their 4-game winning streak snapped in back-to-back losses. 109-108 at home to the Jazz on Sunday before 112-104 loss to Milwaukee on Monday. Jared Allen, Lauri Markkanen go for 25 and 20, 25 points and 20 points respectively. And without DeMar DeRozan, the Bulls stepped up in that first game. Will they be able to do it a second game in Cleveland? Why do we not bet the Cavs right now?
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I do agree with you. I think the Cavs probably has to be the spot here. Without DeMar DeRozan, that's a lot of points and production on the boards, just everything that he was bringing to this team, MVP level caliber stuff. Without him, you're really relying a lot on LaVine and Lonzo. I love Lonzo. I love LaVine. Those guys are amazing here. But getting to the rim is going to be one of the things that they have issues here against this Cavs team that we know they can hold down the paint. They got a lot of guys that's going to be attacking the boards. I'm sure you're going to get some nice blocks from Jared Allen, some nice blocks from Mobley in this game. I'm looking to see the Cavs bounce back, though, honestly, especially Darius Garland. Darius Garland, he kind of got taken out of his game the last game, only had 10 points. I was on the 3-point makes. He only had 1, and it came towards the late end of the stretch there against this Bucks team. I think that they are better than what we've seen offensively against the Bucks, especially him as well. I think he is definitely a bounce back candidate. I think it's simple though that what he was doing last game, it was all about just getting everybody involved. He had 9 assists in the last game, flew over his 6.5 assists total. They're setting it at 7.5 today for Darius Garland. Do I want to jump back on that? I don't think so. I'm just going to stay away from the actual props in this game because I think it's going to be a up and down type of situation for who's going to be the main guy in the props. You can see for sure Lauri Markkanen cashing his 3-point makes at 2.5. I'm so close to making this official. I haven't made a bet yet, but that's a fucking nice number, man. 2.5 for Lauri Markkanen. Going back to the Bulls, I think this is a good spot for him to have those 3 threes here in this spot. This is definitely going to be for sure something I may add. I haven't bet again. I only bet the Kelly Oubre so far. So all the additions that I will be making those bets after the show. This is one that's standing out to me for sure. So I definitely want you to write this one down though for sure as a possible ad, bro. Kelly Oubre. I'm sorry, not Kelly Oubre, but Lauri Markkanen over 2.5 threes. I think he gets that easily, honestly, in this game. Especially they're really setting him up, trying to get him involved in the spot. But I do love the Cavs. I do like the Cavs. I like the short number. I like them at home. I like them first half, full game. I like them early and often in the spot. Have I bet it yet? No, of course. Only dropped one so far. But, man, this one is really tough. I think it's a lot of games here. The number one bet that I will make for sure in this game is going to be Lauri Markkanen. Is it going to be official? That's the main thing. Is it going to be official or not? But that's going to be a bet for sure. I'm locking that in.
We'll wait on that. And that we flipped the statistic around for the Dan Kelly thing on the Hornets. They've gone 23-1. He put it in backward. 23-1 to the over.
Got you.
23 of their last 24 quarters, they have gone over. And the one that they went under was by 1 point. So they're scoring right now. And a question from where was it? I saw from Eric Brown says thoughts on Ayo Dosunmu for 19.5 over points, rebounds, and assists.
You said, well, what's the name again?
Ayo.
Ayo.
He's the replacement for DeRozan on the Bulls.
I didn't look in that. Let me pull this. I'll probably have to look into that a little bit more while you guys are talking about the next game. But I got to pull that one up, see his stats here. One thing is interesting as well about that Hornets. They're actually allowing opponents 132 points over the last 5 games. They're last at scoring for opponents. So that is helping the over for sure. That is helping the over there. But let me put that up here for the Bulls. Give me
Dutch
1
Boy
second.
Fresh saying Bulls missing too much. Simply Cavs off 2 losses will get back to their winning ways here. I agree with that look. I want to move on the Cavs here. I think it's a nice spot.
Oh, you talking about AO? See, when you say IO, I'm thinking like, who the hell is IO? We talking about AO. AO from fucking Chicago. You know what, AO, man? I'm not gonna lie. AO is really fucking poised, bro. He is really poised. He is going to get those looks, bro. He is going to get those looks in this game for sure. He had 20 points, I believe. No, 11 points in the last game. 8 assists, bro. 8 assists. That's what it is for him. He's the ball handler. He's going to be – I think he has more handle than Lonzo. Don't get me wrong. I love Lonzo. But he's like one of those guys that he's for sure a piece for the future. I definitely could see him erupting in this game for sure, especially going against another young guard and Darius Garland. But I think Darius Garland and those guys, they just well more put together. It should be a smash spot for the Cavs, honestly. It should be a smash spot.
I'm going to move on the Cavs as soon as the show is over. Let's move on to and Dick still said I think some money could come in on the Bulls, but I'm not sure if I should wait. I don't think so. I think this is going to go to 3.5 and then to 4. 54% of the tickets and 80% of the cash are on the Cavs. So I think 3.5 and then 4. So I think this is a bet that should be made sooner rather than later. Ray Charles says Lauri's going to try to show out his points prop 14.5 or 3s over 2.5 revenge game. Team Underground says Cavs might
make that official. Make it official, Jimmy, before I forget, bro. We're going to lock that one in.
Let me pull it up right now. On FanDuel. I don't have FanDuel up right now, but
I got it up right now. It was at minus 102, 2.5. Minus
102, and that's locked in. All right, let's move on. Next up, we have 7 p.m. Eastern. Washington Wizards 14-11, 6-8 on the road at Detroit Pistons 14-19, and 2-9 at home. Dutch Boy Fresh is also on that 2.5. Oh, Dutch says he got the minus 2.5. Nice job, Dutchy.
Nice
job. So
good job, bro.
Jump on it now. Wizards, Pistons, Detroit, Michigan, Washington 30th in pace over the last 5 games, 93.80 possessions game, while Detroit is first in pace. Lamont Williams max bet is in. OKC solo team total under at 99.5.
As you should, man.
Let me just get that ready to go. That's against the Raptors. Lock that in here. Okay, thank you, Lamont, my man, for sharing that with us. Wizards, Pistons coming off their worst loss of the season, 114-103 at home to the Thunder on Monday night. Worst loss, not points-wise. Worst loss morale-wise. Outscored 42-22 in the fourth quarter. Now, I know they just lost by 73 points to Thunder, but they were getting players back, so maybe it's not as bad as I make it out to be. But the fourth quarter was atrocious. So they have a 9-game losing streak coming in now. And the Wizards have lost 3 straight. They're coming off 116-110 loss in Indiana on Monday despite 34 points from Bradley Beal. It was the first time that he had not reached 20 in his previous 4 games. So it's the first time he started getting rolling again. Pacers shot 52.4% from the field for the game, led by 10 after the first quarter. Both teams looking bad right now. We have the Wizards open up as 5.5-point favorites. Other books have moved it to 5. Pinnacle hasn't. This total has gone from 209.5 to 210 or 210.5. And we have 50% of the tickets either way, but 96% of the cash on the Wizards. Take it away, Wham.
Yeah, man, this is a tough game. Could be a bum fight if we didn't have a great start to the year for the Washington Wizards. Coming into this season, we thought both of these teams would be probably chasing stats, obviously, because Bradley Beal decided to stay. Getting this team, new coach, everything as far as the defense that they started off with, they're really solid there. But obviously, like you mentioned, they dropped 4 of the last 5 games. Lost 3 straight. Teams that Indiana, Toronto, and Cleveland. Now, Indiana and Toronto, Cleveland and Toronto, I'll say those are pretty good teams and starting to figure it out throughout the season. But Indiana losing that game, like you said, that one really hurt. They should have won that game because right after that game, Indiana is going to implode everyone, and they're trading off everyone, fire sale damn near. So pretty much Washington is pretty much, this could be a get back spot. Now give me the 5 points here with Washington. Should I? No, I don't want the 5 points against this the Detroit team. I think they're figuring it out on offense. What's going to work for Cade? He's starting to score more, and guys are starting to get in their rhythm here. Do I want to trust this team, the Wizards, to win by margin in this spot? I honestly think I do here, honestly. I think the Pistons are just fucking looking for the next draft pick that they're going to get. This is pretty much a tanking type team. Do I expect some points in this game? I honestly do. The problem here is that this is a short total. Both of these guys haven't been shooting good from 3. Both of these guys haven't been really shooting good from the field at all over the last 3 games. Both of these teams at 35% from 3 for both of them, and about 52% effective field goal percentage for Washington. A slight edge there because it's only 48% from the Detroit Pistons here. I don't think that they're going to be able to score, honestly, though. So I think the under may be in play. That's why you see it at 215.5 opening. Now it's at 210. The under in this meeting, in these last few meetings, have been going under over the last, I believe, 4 meetings for these guys. Yes, 4 meetings of the last 4 matchups. It's all went under. I think the under may be in play in this game. Did I bet it? No. This is for sure considered a backwood because 2 trash-ass teams. One could show up. We've seen Detroit in this situation a lot of times, and they kind of would show up a little bit, but they always fizzle out towards the end. So I think the Wizards can pull it off, but I'm not putting my money on it, man.
Curtis Berry says Pistons +5 mandatory for me. James, though, I will ask Wham about the 3-team moneyline parlay, but let's wait till we get through some of those games here. Does this feel, what's Dutch say? Wiz being slumping, but there's levels to this Wiz.
Yeah, that's
smack.
Oh shit. He's abusing it again.
I don't think so.
Woods is back. Tiger Woods officially playing in a golf tournament.
That is breaking news. That is breaking news.
No, man. All right.
It's a car accident. A car accident. No,
not here. Okay, let's get back to work here. Do you think the Pistons could take care of business in the first quarter? They're an angry group.
That's interesting because you're getting plus money, and I believe you're getting 2 points or 1.5 points in that first quarter.
I'll see, but Casey is going to be livid with that fourth quarter.
You think your boy Casey?
Yes, my boy. He's going to be very angry. This guy, I mean,
get the fuck out of here, Jose.
When he started up, man, this guy was, he was in. Where was he? In Kentucky? They were smoking cigarettes and drinking beers after games.
Right.
The NBA has changed. He's not going to sit back and let his team get outscored by 20 points to the Thunder in the fourth quarter. He's going to be livid.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the Pistons, bro, I mean, as of late, they haven't really been that good of a first quarter team. 10-12 and 1 for the season. At the house, they're 6. Well, here it is. They're 6 and I apologize, I just lost it. 6-5, minus 0.8 there. But at the same time, I can see the bounce back spot here for It's just the Wizards, bro. Like, they are the better team. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, they're the better team. They should be able to figure it out. In the first quarter, though, you might be onto something, bro. They are 2-8 in the last 10 games. So they've been just as trash, if not worse, than the Pistons, bro. You might have something there. It is getting plus 1.5. You can get a tie and cashed out, which I should have did with fucking Spurs yesterday. And I seen your face when I said money line. I should have fucking did the same thing with the Spurs. They fucking late 3 there. Say no more there. But I kind of could see that happening, bro. I think this card is too tough, too long. You know what I mean? Before I jump in on the first quarter, though. But I would say you may have something there, knowing that these guys are 2-8 over the last 10 games.
Brandon Lugo letting us know that Kemper is in for the Avs. Ooh-wee. That's why I didn't bet it. But and then of course I remember Mobley's dad in the greatest franchise in NBA history. Stu Jackson and Aquilini. Those are the two guys that I just want to ski mask. Okay, I have interest in the Pistons first quarter. I just think, but I mean, I wish the Wizards had come in winning games. The Wizards are playing bad basketball, and I guess you know what? I'm going to cut it. Okay,
it's a lot of games on the card, but I see the point there. I see the point behind it.
Let's move on to the next one. I just erased it. New York Knicks 12-12, 7-4 on the road. Indiana Pacers 10-6, 7-6 at home. Indianapolis, Indiana. Knicks pace 28th in the NBA, 94.20 possessions game. Indiana 23rd at 95.80 possessions a game. A great call by Dutch on the Knicks yesterday. They made it look very easy. Indiana opening up as 3-point favorites. Let's move to 5. This total opened up at 212. It's moved to 209. When we go over to the cash flow here, we have 3,190 tickets in. 64% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the Knicks. And then we have 74% tickets, 98% cash on the over, and it's dropped 3 points. Lost. Ixnidal says over. Knicks are on the second half of a back-to-back after the 121-109 win last night in San Antonio. RJ Barrett, listen to you, Wham.
There
RJ
it is,
Barrett,
yeah.
heard you loud and
Balled
clear,
out.
man.
I hate when that happens, too.
Thibodeau has now moved Nerlens Noel to the starting lineup in place of Mitchell Robinson. 6 players scored in double figures. Robinson handled that well. I like him. I like Robinson. You can put him in any position. He seems to soak everything in. Double-double. Pacers coming off a 116-110 home win over the Wizards on Monday. Take it away, Wham, Knicks Pacers.
Man, why is this line at 5 I'm looking here at the injury report. I'm hoping to see somebody for the Knicks that's out. I want to smash the Knicks here. Obviously, they're not that they haven't been that great of a team here. But come on, bro. I think the Knicks got to be the play here. The Indiana Pacers, man, they're just pretty much mediocre, like just terrible as far as what you've seen so far from this team. Not having TJ McCollum out definitely hurts their depth. Not having Justin Holiday out there, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to suit up because I know he's had some COVID issues there. That's a lot of production there off of this bench here, off the starting lineup and bench with Holiday and TJ McCollum off this spot. Now they can have guys step up. You know, you do have a young kid in Dorte who's shown that he can have spurts there. And Malcolm Brogdon, I like the haircut. He's starting to figure it out, as well. He's trying to get his ass up out of Pacers as much as everybody else. I thought it was interesting as well that he wasn't mentioned as far as one of those. I'm sorry. I thought it was interesting though that he didn't. He wasn't mentioned in the trade stuff there. But in this game, I think you may see some type of some showing out. Maybe that's probably the reason why the line here is this high. This is a tricky line here for me though. I don't see no reason why they should be 5-point favorites against this Knicks team that have shown spurts. I mean, obviously we kind of went against them yesterday, the day before. But I mean, honestly though, let's be real honest here. Are we really thinking that this Celtics team, this Pacers team is going to be able to hold it down and cover this spread against a team that's going to play defense? They haven't been playing defense lately, but they're going to play defense eventually. You know what I'm saying? Last night they did. It is a back-to-back scenario, so that could be the issue there. But I don't know, man. I just think that this is a Knicks early spot. Possibly take them on the money line, plus 2.5. I think you're getting at the first half. That's the way I'm looking here. Again, this is a tough game to me, though. I honestly want to figure out what's going on. Is somebody sitting or maybe they're possible candidates that's going to be resting here in this game. This could be some tricky NBA shit going on. I feel this is probably the reason why the line is at 5. Books don't want you to bet the Knicks in this spot, but I think I do want to bet the Knicks.
I think it's the opposite. I think the books are saying, let's get more Knicks money. Let's make this more appealing for the Knicks. Who cares?
I can see that too, though.
All the Pacers' best players are up for grabs. I don't care. I mean, this is a business. I mean, who cares? Like, I don't think. I don't. If that hurts people's feelings, I don't know. I don't think that's a big deal. And the books are putting out a number right now that makes the Knicks look extremely appealing. I know why Dutch wants to focus on the first half, because I think the Pacers end up running away with this spot. Now, do I want to take it here at 5? I don't know, but I think that this is a great opportunity here, and the books are telling us that is way I see that.
But
they're putting the Knicks at plus 5.
But do you think they deserve a 5 points? Do you think they deserve the 5 points though? Like, as far as what we've seen and everybody plays, do you think they deserve the 5 points in this spot?
Well, I think they're telling us that not everybody is playing. I think that we have to take information from the fact that this has gone from 3 to 5, and we can't say
true.
It can't make the Knicks more appealing, because that's what the books want us to think. You know, they clearly all of the early money came in on the Pacers, all of it, and they were like, "Shit, we need Knicks money fast," and they moved it to 5. So
that's true. Well, maybe that's the reason why they're moving the number, the money coming in on Pacers. I just don't understand it, man. This is one of those games, bro. Like, I'm going to be very much intrigued on watching this game. I didn't even look at the props because I don't know who's playing, who's not going to play. It's just tough. It's a tough game. This is the toughest game because the line doesn't make sense to me.
We have 65% of the tickets on the Knicks, 82% of cash on the Knicks, and the books just made it way more appealing to bet the Knicks. So,
oh, that shit weird.
Do that. You use that with what, you know, do with that information what you may. To me, it makes me think that it's.
No, I think you're right. They definitely want you to bet the Knicks. But my first mind is like, are they trying to scare me off the Knicks? That's why it's 5. I guess I'm thinking as a better rather than just like looking at the number here. But yeah, man, it's a tough game, bro. I mean, as far as the total, though, are we seeing points in this game? It's going to be a lot of defense, though, right? Like, are we going to see points in this game? Both of these teams, they should be emphasizing defense, especially the Knicks, for that matter. They should be emphasizing defense, especially after they're holding the guys to 108. But are they going to play defense in this game? I don't know, bro. It's tough, bro. It's tough.
Well, so Steph Brosco says, listen, it's Knicks or nothing. And right now the books are salivating. So we just and we'll revisit this, Steph. This isn't a black and white thing where you're either right or wrong. This isn't. This is just this gray area in the gambling market that we discussed. But if we come back here tomorrow and the Pacers won by 12, then we'll say, well, we got to watch when the books are begging us to bet a certain side. So Keith Wicks Jr. says New York money line, let the line go up. Well, I'm certainly leaning towards the Pacers right now in this spot.
What's the money on the total here? Because both of these guys have slower pace. I know the Knicks are 28th in pace over the last 5 games, 23rd in pace for Indiana. What's the total money looking like, if I may ask?
Yeah, well, it's all over the over, but it's dropped 3 points. 72% of tickets, 95% of cash. So it's just playing tricks. I plan on moving on the Pacers at this number. Okay.
I feel it, brother.
Steph Brosco, see, and that's another thing that I don't feel is I think the fans who want a story will use this whole idea of, everybody's available for trades. Well, I don't, like these guys didn't dream growing up, someday I want to put on that Pacers uniform.
I want to play for the.
Let's go. They want to. Who cares?
Hell no.
All right, let's move on. 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
That's why they about to ball out. You're right. They're about to ball out.
It's a non-issue to me. And Dan's on the over 209 as well. Okay, maybe that, and so's Schnizzle, and Okay, so I'm going to. Oh, look, real deal. Reggie Miller was spectacular, almost as good as his sister. Let's go. Okay, I'm just going to.
Not even close. Not even close, bro.
Let's move on. Okay, let's move on. Milwaukee Bucks and Miami Heat. Milwaukee 8th in pace over the last 5 games, 99.20 possessions a game. Miami 28th and 94.20 possessions a game. Let's go to Milwaukee opening up at -6. Now they're 6.5 across the board. This total opened up at 217. Now we see a couple 216.5 on the board. We'll go over to the cash in this spot. 4,703 tickets in. 81% of the tickets on the Bucks, 68% of the cash. And there's certain spots. There's certain spots when I look at the situation, I go, oh, Kyle Lowry's going to show out. There's certain spots when the injuries get affected where this is his leadership coming through. So let's talk about this spot. And I want to talk this game out. I find it fascinating. So we're not expecting Jimmy Butler to be available at this point, right?
Right. He's hurt. Yeah, he's hurt, bro.
Taking that landing again on his tailbone. So he left for good in the third quarter. Clearly, it's an issue. We know that Bam is, out for at least another 4 weeks. Those guys are 41.5 points, 16 boards, 8.4 assists. And then, Tyler Hero is going to have to score, and Duncan Robinson playing so badly, he's going to have to step up. But who can you count on? And that's Kyle Lowry. Now, the problem with taking up points, rebounds, and assists or anything with Lowry is that the Heat have to stay in the game if you're going to take these props here, because Spoelstra is not going to play Lowry 38 minutes or 36 minutes if they're down 20. And that's why I've completely just abandoned the player prop market. Now, I watch guys destroy the player prop market and who are excellent at player prop market. And Wham, you're excellent, Dutch, and then in football, Sharpie. But you have to focus all your time on those players instead of what's going on around them with the whole team. And I find it very difficult. Giannis Antetokounmpo missed 2 games. These teams just played Saturday in a 124-102 loss for the Heat in Milwaukee. And are things going to change here? I don't know if anything's going to change here. And Milwaukee -6.5 is a pretty good price. Take it away.
Yeah, it really is a really good price here. Honestly, I kind of see the point in making it for the Heat here. I do expect Duncan Robinson to go over his 3-point makes today. He's going to get that. He's going to get the looks there. He's been struggling, like you mentioned there, but he did go over that total once, actually twice here at 2.5. I believe they've been setting it at 3.5 though, so may have a little issue getting it to the 3.5 in this game. I just think that this Heat team, man, they really need Bam back, bro. They really need Bam. Deadman is okay, you know what I'm saying? But and actually not having fell off and allowing opponents in the paint. So you would think that, they fell flat off without Bam here. But they actually haven't been that bad. They're ranked 4th in allowing opponents points in the paint at 40 points here. So you would think if Giannis is in the lineup here, that's probably where they'll try to attack these guys inside out. They shoot a lot of threes there for the Bucks as well, but they give up a lot of threes as well. One of the worst teams at allowing opponents to score beyond the arc there. So over the last 5 games of the Bucks, I think that you see some threes here. I like to look when I look at 3-point props. I want to see who's giving up threes. And for the season, the Bucks are giving up the threes. I mean, as far as what they're doing, 23rd, giving up 13 threes per game over the last 5 games. They're giving up 15.8 threes per makes. So that's as far as how many makes that the opposition is making against the Bucks. They're giving 16 damn near threes a game. Most likely, that's got a lot of that could be Duncan Robinson. A lot of that could be Tyler Hero in this spot. So I do want to look at that and to put that into account here. But again, have they been playing good defense lately? Yeah, Bucks have been playing pretty good defense. They're ranked 8th in opposing points per game. Are they going to do that against this Heat team? I think they are. So this could be a Bucks smash spot here. I do want to see if Giannis is in the lineup, but if he's in, if he's even looks to be in the lineup, I want to take the first half and full game Bucks here, bro. That's the only way I'm thinking here is first half for full game Bucks. It's just that the Heat, without all those pieces, in theory, they should be able to bounce back. But have they did it yet? I mean, they kind of rushing Jimmy Butler out there shows me that they really need wins. They really need wins to validate getting guys like Kyle Lowry, getting Victor Oladipo, getting these guys that, on the tail end of their career, similar to what you've seen with the Lakers. They're on that same type of boat here with the Miami Heat. So if they start to pile up losses, because they're not going to have Bam for a while, and you're not getting that production from Hero or Duncan, you're really looking like, damn, we need to make some trades. We need to figure out something in the future here. So I think the Heat, this could be their spot here. They should be able to hold it down and not cover this point. I don't think they're going to win this game at all. But I think that the Bucks are probably the most live early. I like the Bucks first half in this spot. I just think this is a good spot for them, especially if they get Giannis back in this game. They're just going to probably steamroll these guys. And they still remember that bubble championship here. So they definitely probably still got a little get back in their blood.
If you were coaching this Heat team, would you say we need Hero Robinson to shoot the lights out, move quickly, we got to outshoot this opponent? Or would you say our pace has been 28th in the league in the last 5 games, we got to slow everything down and hit our shots? What would you say?
We got to speed it up, bro. We got to speed it up. Because, if it becomes a shootout, then that gives you a chance. You know what I mean? That gives you a chance. If I'm Milwaukee, I'm slowing it down. I know we're going to be able to get in the paint. I know if guys in the lineup, I'm just theoretically saying if he's in the lineup, I know we're going to be able to slow down the paint, and get in the paint against this team. It's just that are we going to be able to, stop them on the other end? And slowing down the pace helps them a lot. You know what I mean? It helps them a whole lot, honestly. So I would slow this pace down if I'm the Bucks. But if I'm the Heat, I want these guys to get as many attempts beyond the arc as possible. I want Duncan Robinson to shoot 10 threes today. You know what I mean? Like, I want him to shoot 10 threes. So I would think that he goes off today. I think he does get the 3-point prop again. Like, these guys are allowing it, the Bucks, over the last 5 games. I think they're going to get it, but are they going to keep that pace? That is the interesting question here. I would expect that to happen, though. But, again, the Heat are so hurt, bro. They're so hurt. And this is one of those games, I don't care what the line movement or anything is. If Giannis is in the line, I will take the Heat I will take the Bucks to win by double digits in the first half. I think that's the type of time they're going to be on today.
The Bucks team total in the first half is 54.5. And
that's pretty short.
Yeah. And
what's the first half total? Is at 108. I'm sorry, 105. 105 for the first half. I see 105.5. Yeah. I like the team total over in this game. Honestly, I like the first half over in this game. If I was to take a side of a total, if I was to take anything on the total, I would take the first half over.
And Keith Wicks Jr. looking at Bucks -3 or -3.5 first half. The way I see it, that's the Heat's only chance to stay in this game is the first half. That's the only thing that's keeping me back. Ryan Scahill looking at Juventus -2 versus Malmo Champions League, starts in 10 minutes. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to move on it in some form or another. James Lill says, play of the day, Nuggets money line. I live in NOLA and the Pelicans suck. Says we just lost to the Rockets on Sunday. Take the money line on the Nuggets. We will discuss that when we get to that Nuggets spot. But let's move on to the next one on the card here. 7:30 p.m. Oklahoma City Thunder 7-16, 3-9 on the road at Toronto Raptors. Let me just get this comment from James Lill here under this Nuggets breakdown. Okay. Danny A looking at action too. Real Madrid and Liverpool. Parlay yesterday hit big. Okay, sorry. Multitasking a bit here. Okay, so Lamont Williams has come in and given us his max bet on the OKC solo team total under 99.5. The Raptors open up at -7. They're now -7.5. This total opens up at 209. It's now at 207. We have cash-wise in this spot. Here we go. We have 3,455 tickets in. 51% of the tickets, 57% of the cash on OKC. 57% of the tickets, 74% of the cash on the over. Oklahoma City Thunder, their pace, 9th in the NBA, last 5, 98.80 possession game, while Toronto's 26th at 94.6 possession game. The Thunder defeated the Pistons 114-103 Monday to end an 8-game losing streak in Detroit. And that 152-79 beatdown at the hands of the Grizzlies is now in the memory a little bit. It was a nice bounce back from the team. They outscored Detroit 42-22 in the fourth quarter, made 13 straight shots, 17 and 19 from the field. They're a different team when Shea is out there. Gilgeous-Alexander, 30 points, 13 assists. Impressive. 9 of 20 from the field, 12-15 from free throw. Oklahoma City outscored Detroit in the paint 58-34. And Derek Favors, Kendrick Wilson, both back in the lineup. Lou Dort, 28 points. Hopefully he can get out of his three-point shooting funk. He did go 5 for 10 from 3, so he's moving in the right direction. Raptors beat the Wizards 102-90 on Sunday, second straight win at home. No Anunoby, no Kem Birch, and Precious Achiuwa has impressed us. He's playing good basketball, and he's tough down there, and that's what you need. Take it away, Wham, Thunder, Raptors.
Yeah, both of these teams haven't been scoring 29th and 30th in points per game for both of these teams. 96.8 for the Toronto Raptors, 98.2 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We all know that they got smacked the hell up with the Memphis Grizzlies. Did find a way to bounce back against another beat down team ranked 28th in points in the Detroit Pistons. So I expect a slow game here. I expect these guys not being able to make their shots. I expect these guys to be slowing down the pace, playing a lot of defense here in this game. So I like the under in this spot. This is the best play for me if I was to make a play in this game. It would be the under. A lot of these guys are shooting 34 attempts. Both teams are shooting 34.8 for the Raptors, 34.23 attempts, and they're all both shooting 26% from three for the OKC, 29% from three for the Raptors. Do I want to take a Scotty Barnes 3-point prop today? Nah, I'm gonna stay away from it right now, bro. I do expect him to have rebounds, though. I do expect there to be a lot of rebounds to be shared in this game because I think the clunkers will be here. I like the under in this spot. I think the total. I'm not sure what the total opened up at here. I believe it was 207 though, right? Wasn't it at 207? I believe it was 207.
It opened at 209
for this game, but if
and dropped to 207.
Okay, yeah. I like the under though in this spot. I think these guys are going to play a little bit more defense than what we've seen for the Thunder as of late. The Raptors can definitely win by margin in this spot. They have the pieces. They are the better team here. But the way their style of play is going to be about eliminating opportunities from the Thunder, I think. And I think they will be able to do it. Am I going to lay the 7, though, against the Raptors at the house where they have been struggling? They have figured it out a little bit, but they still have a long-term history of this year not being that good at the house. So 7 is probably a little bit too much, especially for a team that said they want to compete at the other end. So a team that said they want to compete at the other end, a team that they said that they're trying to figure out, to be every possession counts type of attitude there. I expect them to lock up here. So I think the under is the play in this spot. As far as props, I wouldn't touch any props other than rebounds in this game.
Ski with us on the Avs look today, which is great. But Ron Crawford did come in and give us the spreadsheet play today on the Bulls on the other side, which makes me nervous. But yeah, I haven't bet it yet though, Ski, and it's moving quickly in the Cavs direction.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, I low-key want to take the first quarter, bro. I low-key want to take that first quarter Cavs, but that might be an addition there. I really like that a lot.
I low-key want to take the Raptors first quarter here. Comfortable at home, playing their best basketball. Thunder feeling good about themselves. That's what I want to.
So I got a question here for you because every time I'm on here when we talk about the Raptors, you don't never want to take the Raptors, but today you want to take the Raptors against OKC. I think it's obvious because it's badass OKC team. But I love this Raptors team as much as like anybody else. Like this is one of my favorite teams to watch. 7 is a lot of points though, bro. Like it's a lot of points for this team, in my opinion. That's how I'm looking at it. Like you don't think it that way, or am I just delusional? I'm giving OKC too much credit.
We comfortably beat the Wizards by 12. When we were
right,
the game against the Bucks shouldn't count for much without Giannis out, but it was an easy bet on the Raptors in that spot because we knew that Giannis was likely going to be out. At least we're going to beat this market move.
Right.
But at this point, like they're starting to get comfortable at home. They're starting to get comfortable without Anunoby out on the floor. They're starting to get the rotation set up around Achua. They just, and this is that perfect time, right? This is their 7-game homestand, and this is game 5 of it. So I think that we move. I think this is a wrap. I think the Raptors take care of business.
They've been playing well, though, bro.
I think they take care of business in this game. I'm leaning towards, after thinking about this spot here. I mean, you can completely understand why they were losing at the beginning of this homestand. The Anunoby injury was a freak practice situation that caught the team by surprise, and then you lose Kem Birch too, and you have to switch around your whole rotation. So they lose to Boston by 12. They lose to Memphis by 7. That was part of Memphis's streak without Ja, where they're just destroying teams. So maybe that loss doesn't look as bad as it is. Then they beat Milwaukee 97-93. You have Van Fleet going for 29 in that game. And then against Washington, Siakam goes for 31. And Achua, and look at Banton. He's just, we're all drooling over the possibility of him. Imagine what he's going to look like in 4 or 5 years. And this is a second-round pick. When was the last time you saw a second-round pick, playing the kind of minutes that Banton is playing? I mean, it just, again, shows why Masai is so spectacular. All right, so, okay, I'm leaning towards.
You're kind of talking me into it. Though. I like the early. I think you're making sense here to cut the spread in half and take the first half or the first quarter here. I can see that happening, bro.
We don't have any issues with vaccines up here, Mike M. Those guys weren't allowed. They're not allowed in the country unless they're vaccinated.
Right.
So everybody's vaccinated on the Raptors.
They don't have no choice, bro.
Every single player.
No choice, bro.
Every single person is vaccinated. So Sammy says Raptors first quarter.
OKC is bad on the road too. In the first half, they're 4-8.
And they feel good about themselves after beating the Pistons.
Losing by 10.
Okay, I'm going to need more time here. I'm going to need more.
Here we go with this. Here we
go. John Morant has entered COVID health and safety protocols.
He's already out.
These are not helping.
I'm just letting you guys know.
You got to step your game up, Jose. You got to step your game up. All right, let's move on to 8 p.m. Eastern.
Appreciate you, Jose. Appreciate you, bro.
17-7, 9-2 on the road at Houston Rockets, 7-16, 6-5 at home. Houston. I can't believe the last 2 breaking news have been sport. It's like it's back to the Russian bot we had here earlier on the show. They're sports. He's giving us sports facts that mean nothing. I'd rather just general news now. Is there a typhoon?
Yeah, bro.
In the Asian shores?
You're wild. The stock markets are down.
Okay.
You're a wild boy for that, Jose.
Brooklyn pace 14th in the NBA. Last 5 games, 98 possessions a game. Houston 13th at 98.06 possessions a game. Brooklyn's on the second half of back-to-back after a 102-99 road win over Dallas on Tuesday, and they showed impressive. They showed why people who are counting this team out is ridiculous, and they're going to be an extremely tough out, regardless of Kyrie coming back or not. 9-2 on the road. I mean, that says it all. I mean, yeah, they haven't looked that good at home, and they haven't gotten into form yet. But I believe Ramos Lena, thank you, my fault. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this team. Joe Harris out still. Harden goes for 23, 12, and 9. Durant 24, 7, and 3. LaMarcus Aldridge playing like he cares. James Johnson playing with heart. And Houston is much fresher. We last saw them in a 118-108 win at home over the Pelicans on Sunday. Christian Wood and Eric Gordon gave them 23 each. Take it away here. Oh, I didn't give you the line here. Let's do this quickly. Brooklyn opening up at -6.5. Now they're 6 or 6.5. The total opened up at 225. It's now up to 227.5. And we have 4,501 tickets in, and it's all Brooklyn. 90% of the tickets, 98% of the cash. 72% tickets, 99% cash on the under. Did that game not tire these guys out at all? I mean, isn't this a perfect spot for Houston to stay in this game?
I agree. I do. I think this is a perfect spot for them to stay in this game. But you got to think about it as well. This could be a James Harden type night. He kind of showed a little bit of signs last night in this game going back to Houston. He should be able to hold it down. I think the Houston Rockets want to give it to him just as much as he wants to give it to them, though. So last game, I had Christian Wood over. Sorry. I got you. We almost done. Over 22.5 points. I had over 22.5 points for Christian Wood against in the last game. And he got it, 23. Very fucking close. Very close by the skin of his teeth. Over the last 4 games, he's went over 20 points. Am I scared of this Brooklyn team? I'm not. So I'm going back to the well here. This is a bet that while you was breaking it down, I did lock this in at 19.5 at plus 108. Let me see, make sure it was plus. Let me confirm that 1 second. Plus 106, sorry. Plus 106. Maybe able to get better on FanDuel here. I just locked this in on a Bovada. But I like this look a lot. I think Christian Wood does continue to eat. He's shown that honestly, what I've seen from them is that he's very passive, bro. Like watching his game, he's very passive. But it seems like it's starting to click. Sorry, what's going on, bro? What's on? I'm sorry, bro.
He's handling himself well. He's fighting the good fight for us. Fighting the good fight.
He is fighting the good fight, though. He just want to be on. He just want to be on. He want to say,
"Hey, buddy, look at you!" Yes,
that's what it was.
The king
like, what
of the
about
rock.
me? That's all it was. But yeah,
Christian Wood. What's the prop player point at? Wham, Christian Wood's at what?
So right now it's at 17.5 for the juice, but we're gonna go up. He's had 20 plus points over the last 4 games straight. So I think he's getting back to the dubs here. I think he gets 20 points, 19.5 points, and it's at plus 106. I'm sorry, plus 108 is what I got it at. But I think we may be able to get it better consistency-wise. You may be able to get something better on FanDuel or Pinnacle. They're going to give you a little bit better. I got that at Bovada.
So over 19.5 points at plus 108.
Oh, here you go.
Over 19.5 points.
Over 19.5 points plus 108.
Dan's on the Brooklyn
Yes,
team
sir.
total over 116.5, which makes me question my feeling on backing Houston plus 6. Dutchie says Harden quit on the Rockets. He will not have a good night in H-Town. I want the Rockets plus 6 at this point, but Dan's Brooklyn
You
team
can get plus
over.
144 on FanDuel. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. Plus 144. If he has 20 plus points, Christian Wood plus 144.
And but does that mean you need to have at least 21?
No, you just 20 points. 19.5 is, you could say the same thing. It's 20
Over
plus
19.5.
24
plus
plus.
144. All right.
Plus 144, yes, sir.
Okay, let's keep rocking. We got to be pretty quick here for these last 2 games. Last few games, excuse me. We have 14 minutes. So let's just move forward. Next up, 8 p.m. Eastern, Dallas Mavericks 11-12, 5-6 on the road at Memphis Grizzlies. Dallas pace last 5, 22nd in the NBA, 96 possessions a game, while Memphis is 5th at 99.40 possessions a game. Memphis opening up as 3.5-point favorites. That's where they stand right now. This total opened up at 215. It's now at 216.5. When we go over to the cash in this spot, we have 3,455 tickets in, 58% of the tickets on Dallas, 75% of the cash. Then 52% of tickets, 62% of cash on the under. Memphis has won 5 straight without Ja, and Dallas has lost 8 of 10. Dylan Brooks averaging 17.3 points on 40.9% shooting. Memphis has held their last 4 opponents to under 92 points and have not trailed once during the winning streak. This is their So the Grizzlies began a 4-game homestand beginning a 4-game homestand now. So can they keep rolling at home? Mavericks are under 500 for the first time since they were 0-1. This is they've lost 5 straight at home. Now they go on the road. They're meeting for the second time in 5 days. Grizzlies led wire-to-wire 97-90 over Dallas last Saturday. That was when Dallas didn't have Luka or KP. KP returned Tuesday after missing 2 games with knee contusion, 17 points, 12 boards in the loss to the Nets last night. Doncic had 28-9 in the loss, but was 3 of 11 from 3. Take it away here, Wham, Mavericks Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Dallas shot really bad from 3 last game. So the reason why they were able to come out and lose that game, coming out to win that game for Brooklyn, 19.6%. 9 for 46 from 3. They were trying. But they weren't able to pull it off. Do you go against this Grizzlies team where they're hot, steamrolling everyone right now with or without their best guys? They already beat this team. Obviously, it was without KP and Luka. But again, I'm going to continue to emphasize this. Without KP and Luka, that's not making them a much better team. It just means that the ball has to get distributed around. So I think that the Grizzlies still does hold it down here. Possibly could win by double digits here. I'm not betting this game. I do like props in this spot. I do like Desmond Bane to go over his points total again in this game. But again, it's nothing official here for me.
I know we've got to move on, but why would Memphis not be a bigger favorite here after Dallas played last night and Memphis is rolling? Why would it be so? You would think, Dallas got to be tired. Memphis is rolling, and then you have all this money bet on Dallas. Do you not believe in this? Do you think the market or the sharps don't believe in this winning streak the Grizzlies are on?
Well, I think they're going to continue to test the Grizzlies because obviously what they've been doing is kind of like, is it going to be sustainable this long without Ja Morant? I don't think this Grizzlies team is getting much credit from the beginning of the season. They're really deep. They already have a point guard in Tyrus Jones. They already have guys that's coming off the bench still without having their best player here. And then let's be honest, the big difference between this Memphis Grizzlies team with Ja Morant and without him is that you're actually getting Jared Jackson Jr. to actually produce. He's actually producing now. So that's the problem here against this matchup. I still think that they steamroll him, bro. And honestly, I believe the line is where it's at right now because you're still getting some money coming in on the Mavericks, like you said about the Knicks game. And the reason why I would love to take the Knicks, I think people are really wanting to take Dallas here in this spot because they should be the better team. But I don't think so, man. I think with Ja Morant, without Ja Morant, it's still going to be the Grizzlies, probably the better team here.
Strange. And sort of.
Would you think it's kind of similar to that Knicks game, though? Like, do you think it's kind of similar?
I'm right now. Are the Mavericks just darlings of the market? Is the question I'm asking. And Ski said, weren't they the same yesterday? And they were sort of. 26% of the tickets were on Dallas and 41% of the cash. So the public was still on Brooklyn, but the sharps weren't. Okay, we got to keep rolling. Let's keep rolling here. Next up for us is, and Dallas shot 9 of 46 from 3 yesterday. I guess that's the idea, that they'll shoot so much better.
They got to bounce back, bro. They got to bounce back.
Next up, Utah Jazz at Minnesota Timberwolves. Here we have, at this point, let's go over the market. I'm just going to set up the market now because we got to be tight. Utah opening up at -8. Now we have 7s across the board. This total opened up at 220.5. Now we see 219.5 and 220s. We have 2,799 tickets in. 58% of the tickets are on the Timberwolves, and 85% of the cash is on the Timberwolves, and it's moved a point in their direction. Wham, do you agree with this market move?
They got Pat Beverly coming back. Maybe that's the move. Move was Pat Beverly. No, I'm joking, guys. I think it's just because these guys haven't played each other yet. This is the first meeting of several meetings to come. I think you're going to get a good team from Minnesota in this game. I would agree. I think it's maybe a little bit too many points. What you're seeing from the defensive side of things, once Pat Beverly is added, they definitely start to lock up the perimeter. So these guys want to shoot threes. They're getting one of their main perimeter defenders back. That may be the difference here in getting this cover. Possibly even winning the game for the Timberwolves. But again, this is one of those games that you kind of want to see play out. I think this is a perfect live scenario because you're going to see Timberwolves go up early, I believe. But you may see the Jazz pull it out, possibly still cover the game because they're just shooting at a high clip here. But I think this is going to be a tale of two different type of styles. I do like the over in this spot, but I do expect the Timberwolves to play some defense here.
And there's some concerns about Cat here. I'm just gonna double check because we're moving so quickly. I don't have him at all on the injury report, so it's just D'Angelo Russell. Cat.
Yeah, I got D'Lo. He might not be in. D'Lo,
He's out. He's confirmed out. So Beverly will be back. Beverly will start at point guard, and then Beasley will get the jump in numbers. But I don't. Cat's not on the injury report at all at this point. Okay, let's keep rolling. Next up for us is the Nuggets Pelicans spot. Nuggets Pelicans here. Nuggets open up as 2.5-point favorites. That's where they stand right now. This total's gone from 216 to 213.5. And cash-wise, here we have 3,366 tickets. 25% of the tickets, 44% of the cash is on the Pelicans. And James Lill came in and said, the Pelicans suck. Says, I live in NOLA. We just lost to the Rockets. Take the Nuggets. Thank me later. Both teams playing at a slow pace. What do you think of this spot, Nuggets, Pelicans?
Yeah, you're getting the Nuggets team that's playing really better now. And the Pelicans, they're fucking terrible, bro. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, man, he's really the problem with this season, I believe. He's so inconsistent. He's not that guy for them. They kind of got rid of Lonzo, thinking that he was going to be the guy. That's the issue here. You're really relying on Devontae Graham, to be the guy here as well to shoot those shots. Once he was adding it to the lineup, I thought that was going to be, with him and B.I. back in the lineup, I thought that was going to be a turn for them offensively. It really didn't. It's starting to hurt Valanciunas' production, even though Valanciunas was going against tough opponents, and he's going against another tough opponent here. So when Valanciunas struggles, the Pelicans are going to struggle. So in this game, I agree with them. I think the Nuggets are the spot here. It's just one of those games that it's later on in the card. I already have a few bets that I'm going to be making early on. So this will be one of those late additions that I add, is the Nuggets most likely will be one of those additions here. I do like them in this spot. Again, I just don't like what I'm getting from the offensive side of Pelicans. They can figure it out eventually here once Zion come back. Now they have somebody to enforce the paint with Valanciunas to give him a little ease off the roll there. But until then, man, I think it's fade Pelicans until we see something otherwise offensively from them. Defensively, it's kind of like a hit and miss. They can lock down in certain occasions, but for the most part, I do like this Denver Nuggets team to continue to eat. I do like Will Barton props in here as well. Maybe we could talk a little bit more about that on the NBA Pub Hub, but other than that, I like the Nuggets too.
Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. And the Pelicans being so bad at home, I don't see why we wouldn't believe in the Nuggets here. Let's move on. We got 3 games left, and we want to do them quick. Portland or Trailblazers next. Portland Trailblazers 11-14, 1-10 on the road at Golden State Warriors 20-4, 13-2 at home. Now we have CJ with a punctured lung. This Trailblazers team is badly beat up at this point. We have, let's move over here, McCollum out indefinitely. Cody Zeller questionable. McLemore, Simons, Nazir Little all questionable, and Lillard and McCollum all out. Let's take a look at the market here. Golden State opening up as 14-point favorites. It's moved to 14.5 of Bodog. The total's dropped from 217.5 to 215.5. And we have 4,425 tickets, 85% of tickets, 96% cash on the Warriors, and 80% of tickets, 92% cash on the over, yet the market's moving to the under. Wham, what do you think of this spot, Blazers Warriors?
Man, you have to just think that the Golden State Warriors ball the hell out of here. I mean, as far as the Trailblazers have probably the worst situation going on out of everyone in the NBA. They have front office issues, they have off the court issues, and they have in locker room issues as well, and injuries on top of all that with a new coach. This shit is tough to overcome. And then you're going against one of the best teams in the NBA that I don't think no one is going to be rested here as well. This would be a perfect time to just throw Clay out there to let him run, get some run in, and have Steph out the lineup. You know what I mean? That's what I would think, but obviously those guys are not ready yet. So I honestly would think the Golden State is a smash spot. Maybe those people that got the trifecta on the on the Golden State last time and you missed out on that first half, don't be worried here. You got another opportunity to hit the trifecta spot yet again. Obviously, that was the Orlando Magic, and they fell to the Warriors 126-95. I think you're seeing something a similar reference here. I think the total goes over, and I think the Warriors trifecta spot, smash them, man, all the way through, bro, wire to wire.
God, I wish Simons was healthy so then we wouldn't have to see Dennis Smith Jr. out there. Brandon Lugo likes the Blazers team total under 102. Under 102. Okay, I'm going to have to study that game a little bit more. We have two left. Magic Kings next. Orlando Pace second in the NBA last 5 games, while Sacramento is third in the last 5 games, both just barely over 100 possessions a game. Total opening up at 224.5, now at 222 or 222.5. Sacramento opening up at -7.5. Now we see them at -6.5. And 65% of tickets on Orlando and 86% of cash is on Orlando, the dog. What do you think here, Magic Kings?
Yeah, I like the Magic in this spot. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the Franz Wagner over assists. He's hit that prop a lot. It's going up though. It was at 2.5 for a long time, Juice. Now it's at 3.5. I still think he gets to about 4 to 5 assists. Franz Wagner, the rookie there. Nothing official here for me, but I am going back to the well with the prop, the Wendell Carter double. He got it against the Warriors in that blowout. I think he should be able to get it again in this spot here as well. It's at -135 though, so we were getting plus 200s when we first started with this guy. What a time was it? Right now you're getting that -135. I'm going to actually bet that game, but it's not going to be an official play. I'm just going to lock in the 4 official plays that we talked about earlier. So as far as anything else, if you see any, I'm going to be talking about this on NBA Pub Hub, of course, a little bit more in depth, but I like the Wendell Carter double a lot.
This is a very fresh Kings squad. We haven't seen them since Saturday, right? The 4th in that one that beating the Clippers in back-to-back games. The Magic coming off getting destroyed by the Warriors by 31 points. Is this, the Kings might be fat and happy. The Magic are angry about that spot. Feels like this could be a Magic first quarter after that disastrous performance and hating themselves, and then going to Sacramento. Feels like it's a Magic first quarter spot.
I wanted to add as well, Tyrese Halliburton finally got good again on offensive side of the last game against the Clippers. 18 points, 4 for 8 from 3. I would expect him to have a good night as well. His total prop is at 12.5. I do like Tyrese Halliburton for the King side as well.
We're going to go over Wham's action here in a second. We just have one last game to talk about. Boston Celtics 13-11, 7-7 on the road at the Clippers, 13-12, 9-7 at home. The Lakers last night was, a pretty simple, easy cap to me. We just, no team needed rest as much as the Lakers did. And they showed that, at that market, at that price at -2.5, it was a perfect time to back them. Do the Celtics bounce back here? And what are your expectations of the Clippers coming off beating Portland 102-90 on Monday night? So final game on the board, Celtics Clippers.
Yeah, I expect the Celtics not to get beat down on the boards again. They were 34-51 to the Lakers. They also shot bad from free throw percentage. They came in number 1 in free throw makes at 89%. They shot 69%, missed 9 damn free throws. Like, that was the fucking total right there, you guys. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. I do expect the Celtics to kind of bounce back in this spot. I just don't like what I've seen from the Clippers, bro. They're just too Jekyll and Hyde. I think a lot of that has to do with the tank being a little bit empty for Paul George. I would think that the Clippers bounce back here, but am I going to bet this game? I probably won't, bro.
If the Celtics bounce back, would you expect that to be early? Do you think that they kind of let go of that game and didn't expend too much energy in the second half?
You know what? I honestly, you could be right. They could have let this game go. They could have let this game go towards the end there. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I think Jason Tatum and all those guys, you're not having you're not having Jaylen Brown, I'm pretty sure, again in this game. You're probably not going to have Jaylen Brown again. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not yet, but
it's unlikely, but not confirmed.
Yeah, I don't even think he traveled with them, if I'm not mistaken. But neither here nor there. I think you're gonna get something from the Celtics here, and if you're expecting it to be early, it's kind of tough because you're getting the Clipper team that, like you said, they have a few. I mean, as far as the Lakers had some rest, Clippers had a few rests as well. Last time they played was on the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. So they haven't played that many games either. So they could be rested and figuring it out after a practice. These guys do tend to find their shot, so having that practice may help them. I would stay away from this game, honestly. To be honest with you, bro, it's a lot of money to be made on this card. I don't think it's on this Clipper game.
Okay, will you have a complete breakdown of all the games on NBA Pub Hub with Wham Bam? That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. Let's do a quick review before we move on to college basketball. Wham gets his card started with Kelly Oubre over 3.5 threes at plus 108. He's also on Marketing over 2.5 threes at minus 102. I'm on the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's going heads up with Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. Then Wizards Pistons, at this point, no action. I think that the market wants New York Knicks money badly, and I expect to move on the Pacers here. I'm going to take a closer look at the market, but I expect to move on the Pacers here. I also am taking a close look at the Bucks team total over 54.5. First half team total over 54.5 for the Bucks. I want to figure out how to bet the Bucks, and that might take a little bit more time. I also think it's a Raptors smash and grab spot. I think the Raptors take care of business against OKC here, and I'm leaning to a double up first half full game. I also wanted the Rockets plus 6. Wham is on Christian Wood over 19.5 points at plus 144. Big.
Yes, sir. And I took the Cavs -1. I took the Cavs first quarter -1 as well. It's at -110, -110 on Bovada.
So Wham, moved on. Cavs first quarter -1, -110 at Bovada.
Appreciate you, bro.
Okay, so Doncic is now questionable. Everybody looking at that spot. I want the Rockets plus 6. I feel like this is a perfect time to back them against KD, and after looking good at home and have another home game. It's uncomfortable saying that out loud. We have Doncic questionable, so we're going to see if the Grizzlies are the spot. I don't see why they wouldn't be, but right. Looks like the Sharps are on them. Then James Lill pushing us on the Nuggets here, and probably for the right reasons. Timberwolves plus 7. Cat's not on the injury report, so I'm not worried about his tailbone. And then Magic first quarter for me. I just feel like they're going to bounce back here and be hungry in that first game against the Kings, and we've got nothing for the Celtics Clippers. Dan Kelly's on the Knicks Pacers over 209. Philadelphia team total over 110. Brooklyn team total over 116.5. Houston plus 4 first half. I'm going to copy and paste that. So did I have all your action right there, Wham Bam?
That's true. I got 4 official plays. Kelly Oubre over 3.5 threes. Laurie Marketing over 2.5 threes. Cavs first quarter -1. Christian Wood over 19.5 points plus 144.
Great stuff, Wham Bam. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck on the late show today, my man, and we will see you again next Tuesday alongside Pistol Pete Loshak. Follow him on Twitter at Trot Wam. We love you, buddy. Thank you for rolling with us.
I appreciate you guys. Oh no, thank you, Jose, for that as well. Appreciate you, Jose.
He's a little quick on the trigger. Okay, we move on to NCAA basketball. Your expert, Maxwell Smart, star of our big NCAA Net Profits show, is coming off a great day. Great day. He barely lost his first bet, Oakland -2. He lost it by barely. Cash Northeastern -2 easily. He had Charleston first half +2, which didn't cash, but +4 cash. They won outright by a ton. He also cashed the Charleston Tulane over 149. He cashed South Dakota North Colorado over 139.5. He cashed South Dakota +10. A 5-2 day from Maxwell Smart. And Nilo says Texas Tech. That was the play. Texas Tech. Texas. I don't know what. Okay, let's just. I'm going to bring on your next guest, the Cupcake King in the house. Please welcome to the show, Maxwell Smart. Max, how are you, my man?
I'm all right, Jim. Just stressed about today. And obviously, I had an encounter when I was outside today. I was getting some exercise. I was enjoying the snow. And then I saw someone slip. And I didn't help them get up. I just walked right by. And then they said something to me. I said, I don't know you. I'm not touching you. You could have on me. And then I walked away. And I think that person called me an asshole. I don't give a fuck. I'm ready to go, Jim. And I'm an asshole.
Did you whisper UConn Huskies take care of business today?
Come on. You know I put that game on the list that I sent you because I'm going UConn Huskies. It's only UConn Huskies for me today. Fuck West Virginia.
Let's talk about that spot right now. We get to see the UConn Huskies in their first real road game. 8-1 are the number 15 ranked Huskies. By the way, did you see Book Knight get some real minutes for the Hornets who are dealing with COVID?
I was actually stabbing my voodoo dolls of the other Charlotte guards so that they would get injured. And now it has happened. I'm a difference maker.
Okay, let's go. Vinny Vega in the chat. Puzzler says Toronto is full of perceptive people. UConn Huskies 8-1, 0-0 on the road at West Virginia Mountaineers, 7-1, 5-0 at home at Morgantown, West Virginia. UConn comes in off their third straight win, 88-59 at home over Grambling on Saturday as 26-point favorites. West Virginia comes in off their fourth straight win, 67-51 over Radford on Saturday as 19-point favorites. So they did not cover. And of course, this site is not giving me the market. So, Max, why don't you tell us a little bit about the market here in UConn Huskies, West Virginia, and I'll get a couple other sites up and we'll move on from there. First game on the card, a big one. Huskies, Mountaineers, take it away.
Yeah, with my UConn Huskies, guys, we saw this line open up at 137 and we've seen it go up as high as 140, but we've also seen it dip down. So there's been equal action on both sides, and that's why the line has fluctuated so much, in my opinion. I think that also with UConn, while they are going to be missing Tyrese Martin and Adama Sanogo, it is important to note that West Virginia may be missing one of their snipers in Sean McNeil also, who's a game-time decision. And if you're not going to have him alongside Taz Sherman, it puts a lot of pressure on Jalen Bridges to score. I think that West Virginia definitely wants to play a more defensive game. I just think that with the way that UConn gets on the offensive glass, extends possessions, gets those second chance scoring buckets, I just think that they're going to go in, they're going to beat this freaking West Virginia team. They can match them physically. They can beat them down low. They can hit enough three-point shots. Look, we lost Tyrese Martin. Jordan Hawkins steps in. We lose Sanogo. A Cook steps in. I don't see a big drop-off when we're talking about that. I think that the one difference in this game and what will sink UConn, if UConn is going to lose, is how they handle the press, how they handle all this kind of pressure that West Virginia is most likely going to throw at them. We saw what happened in the Auburn game with RJ Cole and the turnover issues. And if that's prevalent again today in this game, then my Huskies are in trouble. I'm saying it's not going to happen. I think we're getting good guard play. We get an X-factor performance from Jordan Hawkins, and we get strong rebounding and defense near the rim from a Cook and Isaiah Whaley. Give me the UConn Huskies on the money line, Jim, and give me the first half money line too. Give me the double up plus price style.
UConn double up. So I'm going to pull up a couple different books. We have plus 127 at Circa for the full game. And and plus 117 at Circa for the first half. Also a $500 limit on first half money line plays, man. They're scared. I'm going to see if I can beat that, but I'm going to put that in right now. First half money line. Unless you can see that being beaten right in front of you, I will start looking here. UConn plus 127 full game money line. Max backing the Huskies. Max backing the Huskies. Let's move on to the next spot on the board for Max. And it is Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. This one pops off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 2-6, 0-4 on the road at Western Carolina Catamounts, 5-4, 2-0 at home. Tennessee Tech comes in off their third straight loss, 59-51 at Evansville on Saturday's 2.5-point dogs. The Catamounts come in off their fourth win in 5 games, 78-73 on Saturday at South Carolina Upstate as 2-point favorites. And it was the bench that stepped up for Western Carolina. 34 points from its reserves. Marcus Banks and Marvin Price each scored 11. But there's been a huge market move towards Tennessee Tech. Western Carolina opening up at Pinnacle at -2 at -108. Now Tennessee Tech are 2.5-point favorites at Pinnacle and 3-point favorites across the board. Huge market move towards Tennessee Tech. Max, take it away. Golden Eagles, Catamounts.
Yeah, I think that with this game, Jim, unfortunately, the play that I really liked most in this game was the over. And now we have a 4-point line move towards the over. I still think that this game and line this game in the 150s. With Western Carolina, we know that Cam Bacot and McCrary and Robinson are going to have to be able to score the basketball and do that in efficient styles. I think that with this team, they hit a lot of threes. They have to be able to hit them all throughout the game and not have 10 minutes where they go 0 for 7, because that is what sinks this team. When we look at Western Carolina is going to pick up the tempo early on. I think that they do play close games because of their volume 3-point shooting. But if they hit 13 to 15 3 points in this game is going to go over. Western Carolina is going to have a chance, because when I look at this Tennessee Tech team, yes, they played a tough schedule. They do have a lot of talent when you look at Clay, when you look at Davidson. I think that when you saw this game get played last year, Tennessee Tech didn't have the kind of depth in the front court that they do now. I think that that's the difference in the game. And if Western Carolina can outshoot that front court rim protection that you're going to get from this Davidson team and then limit their key guards, well, I like the dog. I think Western Carolina is going to be able to shoot the lights out. I think that we see a nice performance from the home team. And while I respect that the line has moved so much, it's too much value to pass up.
Matty Ice is on the same spot as Western Carolina plus 2.5 on his card as well. Wesley Costas, thank you for the dono. Says, love your work, Max. Thank you, Wesley and Max. Thank
Appreciate
you.
Max
Coming off a big 5-2 day. Okay, so we have Western Carolina, and you can now get +3. Let's see what Circa's hanging out of curiosity here. See if they're going to be. And when I looked at the UConn lines, Circa was giving us the best here. So +3 at -110 is at Circa for Western. So Western Carolina and the threes, see if we can beat the juice. I'll check here in a second. But right now, we're going with Western Carolina +3 at -110. No fear of this huge market move. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. And the Marist Red Foxes are on the schedule here for us. Let me see if I can find the game here. Yes. Bitch, man, there's so many games. I'm going to find it here. There it is right there. Marist opening up as 3.5-point favorites. Now we have 4s on the board. This total opened up at 129. Now we see 130.5s and 131.5s. Red Foxes open up 3-4, 2-3 on the road. Binghamton Bearcats 2-5, 1-1 at home. We're in Binghamton, New York for this. Marist snapped their 2-game losing streak on Sunday with a 79-67 win at Ryder at a pick'em. Ricardo Wright went for 27. He combined for 10 points in losses to Iona and Army. The game before that they won, he went for 29. Marist seems to go as far as Ricardo Wright will take them. Binghamton has lost 4 straight to Division I opponents. They're coming off a 68-63 loss at Boston University. They were 13.5-point dogs. They did cover. They outshot Boston, but they were out-rebounded 41-20. 41-20. Marist Red Foxes, Binghamton Bearcats. Max, take it away.
I don't mean to correct you, Jim, but I'm going to have to step in there. I think that we
Sure.
got to throw some respect on Raheem Sullivan because he's from our city and he is the Robin to Ricardo being Batman. So I think with this Marist team, we've seen a real elevation in tempo, a propensity to get to the rim, and an ability to hit some threes. I think that this is a Marist team that is playing faster, scoring more, and I think these totals are a little offline. So this is a spot where I think that Marist is going to get their scoring early on. I think that with their defense not really being at par with what we've seen the last couple years, I do think that Binghamton's going to be able to score. They do have a bunch of scorers, specifically Tyler Bertram, who's the guy that I'd be scared of. I think that when you look at it, this is a number that they are expecting Marist probably to win this game by 7 to 8 points. And I think that it's a good number at 3.5. You know, I'm a little more suspect about it. But this is a spot where I would want to get on the home dog, but not this home dog. This is a Marist spotter pass for me. And for the show, I'm going to make my play the first half over. And I think that we see scoring like we have in most of their games this year. And Binghamton doesn't get killed on the glass.
Both, by the way, both Trev and Rem Most have found you a 3.5 on Western Carolina. The Bet Victor has it at -115, and FanDuel is at -110. Puzzler, so we got you that +3.5 on Western Carolina. Thank you guys for helping us out there. Puzzler says he leans over heavily in this spot. So let's get you the best line on a first half over. And Matty Ice is on the full game over in this spot with Marist against Binghamton. I'm going to shop for the best first half over line that I can find. I'll just see what FanDuel has now that it's up. First half, we have the total here at 61.5. Imagine I'll be able to beat that. So I'm going to try beating that. While I'm doing that, let's move to the last game on Max's card. 9 p.m. Eastern, Cornell, Big Red, 8-1, 3-1 on the road at Virginia Tech Hokies, 6-3, 4-1 at home in Blacksburg, Virginia. This one pops off at 9 p.m. Eastern. And here, oh, great. Of course, no line at this shit. All right, let's move over to a book that will give us the line, and it will be Pinnacle. I bet you Pinnacle will give us a nice line here. Sorry, it's going to take me a second to grab one. As it is paramount to get this information in, we have, there's a Marist Binghamton spot, and I apologize here. While I'm pulling this up, Cornell opening up, or I don't know what Cornell opened up at. Max would know that because the site's not helping me, but 18-point dogs right now is Cornell with this total at 148 at Pinnacle, slightly juiced to the over. Cornell has won 3 straight versus Division I opponents. They did just play on Sunday when they beat Div 3 Keuka College, 122-64. On Friday, they defeated Coppin State at home, 92-77 as 8-point favorites. They shot 50.8% from the field, 47.2% from three. Virginia Tech comes in off their third loss in 4 games, 80-61 at home versus Wake Forest on Saturday. It was their ACC opener, 9.5-point favorites at home, and they got beat up. They allowed Wake to shoot 63.5% from the field. Max, take it away. Cornell, Big Red, Virginia Tech Hokies.
Yeah, this is a complete contrast in style type game. Virginia Tech is going to be tested defensively to stop this 90-point-a-game Cornell offense. And then Cornell is going to be tested. Can they run this motion offense and get enough open looks and avoid the length of Virginia Tech's front court to score enough and stay within this number? I personally think that this is a game where if you like the over, you probably jumped on it from the get-go because like expected, we've seen the line move in this game. I think that if you're a Virginia Tech backer, you're definitely just grinding your teeth waiting for it to freaking go higher and higher so that you can just jump on it, you know, like a lady of the night when you pay her and tell her, yeah, you want to play a game. You want to be like, I'm going to be the burglar and you're going to be the cop. So I think that at the end of the day, this is a spot where you have to look at Cornell with the points. That's the play that I want to make official for the show. If I was able to do half units on the show, which I know I can't, Jim, I would be taking Cornell first half money line because I do think that they have the potent offense, the selfless offense with multiple guys contributing every game to be ahead at halftime. So this is a team that definitely played Penn State tough in their building. I think that they played Virginia Tech tough. And if Virginia Tech's backcourt doesn't come to play tonight and doesn't score the basketball, well, I don't think that Keve Aluma and Justin Mutt's going to be able to do it on their own. So give me the points with Cornell. I'm going to take actually the team total over with Cornell also, and then we'll leave it at that.
All right, let's see what we can get you. By the way, the best I could get you was a first half over 61.5 at -111 in Marist.
That's fine.
Binghamton.
That's fine. Hopefully it's a 66-point first half.
All right, then we move over to Cornell. We've seen the +18 over at Pinnacle. Let's just see quickly if we can beat that over here at Circa. And if we can, we will milk that. There's the 4-game card from Max. So just 17.5 over at Circa. So we can ditch that and go back to the spot here at Pinnacle. All right, so we're going to get you the 18 now. Let's see what we can give you for a team total here. Come on. Okay.
Maybe you can get me better than 65.5.
I'm going to try here. So we have +18 at -111. And from a team total, 65.5.
Okay. I'm willing to take it because there hasn't been a game except for the Penn State game that they were really in danger of not getting over that.
All right. So Cornell +18 at -111 and over 65.5 team total over 65.5 and -109.
Jim,
Yes.
I hate to do this, but we're going to have to add the full game over. We're going to have to, even with the ass end of the line. I just don't see it staying under 147.5.
Well, let's get you that. Pinnacle has moved it to 148, but it's 147.5 at Circa at -107.
Yeah, we should add that also. We should do a triple up.
147.5 at -107 here with Max's college breakdowns. You can catch Max today, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, alongside Connor Mack with our big NCAA Net Profits show. And he's coming off a 5-2 day right here on Betting with the Bag. And you can see him here again tomorrow we are so fortunate that he rolls with us. This is a review of Max's action. UConn first half money line at +117. UConn full game money line at +127. Matty Ice says his full card will be posted on Twitter today. Max is also on Western Carolina Catamounts +3.5 at -110. He's on the first half over 61.5 at -111 on Marist Red Foxes, Binghamton Bearcats. And finally, he's on Cornell +18 at -111. Team total over for Cornell at 65.5 at -109. And the full game over in Cornell, Virginia Tech, over 147.5 at -107. Max, you were very good to my bankroll yesterday. Thank you for your help and leadership and guidance. And we love you. Follow him on Twitter at CBMS420. Max, any last words for the great Capper Sport in the show?
Yeah, Jim, obviously, shout out to all the people in the chat. We don't have a show without you, and I wouldn't feel like putting my camera on without you guys being here. Another thing, Jim, obviously, when you're winning and winning in college basketball makes me especially happy. So keep it up. Great work. Love your capping the capper. And of course, guys, if you have a local stripper that you haven't seen in a while, it's Christmas time. Go get that envelope of cash that your loved ones don't know about and go get a couple dances, deliver that envelope, and make your local stripper remember your name instead of John when your actual name is Tom.
You're a good man. And those are wise words from Maxwell Smart. And he's right. I've only made 41 bets in NCAA basketball this year. and only on the games that are capped here on the show and talked about here on the show. I went 3-1 yesterday. James Madison plus 5.5 cash. Toledo minus 4.5 lost. Northeastern minus 2.5 cash. Charleston plus 4 cashed. So I'm 24-17, 58.5% plus 5.6 units. ROI plus 13.66%. Average line minus 105. So things are running very smoothly with the smallest amount of action I've had in the college basketball season in a long, long time. And it is working. All right, let's review all action here on the show. Thank you guys so much for rolling with us. We start in NHL. The only bet I made before the show started was the over 6 in Philadelphia and New Jersey. Gogster made the Flyers first period money line his look at plus 126. Then Colorado, New York. A lot of sharp cappers in the chat got in on the over 6. It's moved to 6.5. And I'm legitimately thinking of moving in the opposite direction now that we know that Kemper is going to be in goal. And the Rangers look like they're going to go with Adam Huska, which means they're going to play it's moved to 6.5. So I'm thinking of trying to get under it. And Jared TG says, will you be betting UConn, Jimmy? Why don't we go over it? Now, I sit with the college games after the show. I sit with the analysis of Maxwell Smart. I take a really close look at the market moves. And when I've gone against the market moves, my ROI is negative. That's important to note. So I can tell you this, that the only game I know that I will be moving on is Cornell. And I also like the idea of the full game, whereas these kind of dogs at the between 10 and 20, often people like to take first half. I think that Cornell's going to keep trying instead of letting go in a big loss. Because of that, I'm leaning towards just the full game there with Cornell. Matty Ice is on West Virginia, but we're going to go over that. So I'm thinking of trying to get under this Colorado Rangers total at 6.5 because the Rangers are on the second half of a back-to-back. And to me, they're not going to fight fire with fire. And they have to protect Huska against this very dangerous offense. So now I'm going to need more time before that, and I will tweet it out. Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play today is on Boston Bruins. Jose is on the Boston Bruins in regulation at plus 110. Neither, Maddie. Neither at this point. I guess, so there's been a 35-cent move at my book towards the Avalanche with Kemper being announced, but I knew Kemper was going to be in net. I shouldn't say I knew Kemper was going to be in net. I expected Kemper was going to be in goal. And I didn't move on it at minus 140, so I'm not going to move on at minus 175. And I think the Rangers are a very dangerous hockey team. But they're likely going to win this game against Huska, who's having his first ever good season. You know what? That's going to take more time for me at this point. Jose is on the Bruins in regulation. Gogster's on the Canucks first period at plus 113, full game at plus 122, and a team total over 2.5 at minus 106. Birdie's also on the Canucks. So it's Ron Crawford and Jose versus Gogster and Birdie. Gogster's on the first period over 1.5 minus 106 and the over 5.5 minus 104 in Dallas, Vegas. Birdie's on Dallas. Dennis Garcia's on Dallas, and Birdie's also on the under 5.5 in Dallas, Vegas.
I've got a message for you, Birdie, you bastard.
It's fuck you, Birdie. We're fighting. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, shit. I don't know if that counts as breaking news. Mike M. Puck Bunny is Dallas says, let's get it. And so at this point, I only have one look on the NHL card. We have a huge NHL card tomorrow. Mr. Gogster will be joining the show. In NBA, Wham's on Oubre over 3.5 threes at plus 108. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day's on Chicago at plus 3, going right against Wham, Dutch, Ski, and I on the Cavaliers. Wham is on the Cavaliers first quarter. I'm on the Cavs full game. Well, I haven't bet it yet. And Wham is on Markkanen over 2.5 threes at minus 102. Then Wizards, Pistons, no action. I want the Pacers tonight. So I'm going to figure out exactly how I'm going to bet it. I'm interested in the Bucks, and I'm leaning towards that first half team total over 54.5. Then I think the Raps smash and grab here against the Thunder. Rockets +6. I was expecting to have on my card, but Dan Kelly's on the Brooklyn Nets team total over, and I just want to sit with that spot. And Christian Wood over 19.5 points is the look for Wham Bam at +144. Mavericks Grizzlies is no action at this point, but I don't see why we would move on the Grizzlies. And I imagine that this is about to get pulled with Doncic now questionable. Let's just see. Oh, I can't bet Houston Rockets anymore. That's been pulled. And the Grizzlies are still just 3-point favorites. That hasn't been pulled. God, I should have got on the Rockets earlier. Of course, the Brooklyn's going to sit someone. Probably KD. I'm interested in the Timberwolves at +7. I'm interested in the Nuggets as well as a road favorite, slight road favorite, even though I hate them generally. Magic first quarter. I expect the Magic to bounce back here. Then in NCAA basketball, and quickly, Dan Kelly is on the Knicks Pacers over 209. Sixers team total over 110. Brooklyn team total over 116.5. And Chris Martinez says Durant going to sit. Yeah. And Houston first half, he already moved at +4 minus 120. Great job, Dan. In NCAA basketball, max on UConn first half money line. UConn full game money line. Western Carolina +3.5. The first half over 61.5 in Marist Red Foxes and Binghamton Bearcats. And Cornell +18 at minus 111. Team total over 65.5 minus 109 for Cornell. And full game over 147.5 minus 107. Jay Peasy says KD was grabbing his ankle yesterday. Should have been a move that I was already on. My mistake. James Lowe's on the 3-team money line parlay. Nuggets, Jazz, Bucks. Jump on our NBA show 4 p.m. Eastern. That is our big NBA Pub Hub show. And then at 5 p.m. Eastern, our NCAA Net Profits. We will be back in that. Oh, and the horse racing show tonight. Razor Sharp Picks horse racing show is tonight, Wednesday night. So hammer the horses with the boys. And look, Brandon Lugo, Durant rest. LaMarcus Aldridge rest. Ruled out. Fuck, man. Just leaving money on the table. That's upsetting. Thank you guys so much for your support. On behalf of all of us at Pub Sports Radio, we have nothing without you guys. Thick Tug Nuts, Mike M., Chris Martinez, Lamont Williams, Vinny Vega, Jay Peasy, Christopher Carter, Chris Martinez, Jared T.G., C. James, Billy Friedrich, Matty Ice, Christopher Comentini, Jimmy Gomez, Mike M., Trev M., About Buck, Lex Steele, Mike Butler. Thank you guys. T-Mac, Dan T, Mark Schillingberg, Unc Oliver, Lamont Williams. Thank you guys so much for your support here. It means the world to us, and we're very thankful. I love the opportunity to cap with you guys every day. It brings so much joy to my life. So thank you for that. Thank you to Jose on the 1s and 2s. On behalf of everybody at Pub Sports Radio, we had a winning night last night. We've actually had a whole bunch of them in the last little while, and let's keep that coming in. Let's get that cash. Leche. Hey, los bookmakers!
Where's the bang bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us in Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.